Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Iceni Broadcasting System. Tonight, bringing to you Shadowrun Blackpool, or more accurately, character creation for Shadowrun Blackpool. For you see, I am joined tonight by my usual cast of reprobates plus some new ones. So, I am joined tonight by my wonderful players who come in the form of Diablo Awesome.
Hello, I'm Diablo Awesome.
And since we haven't made the characters yet, we won't bother introducing characters. So just roll with it.
I mean, some of us could.
And let's wait until we actually start making the characters. So, and next up we have Discordian Nest.
Oh, Discordian Nest.
I paused there, expecting you to go on to describe Krina, and I was like, wait, you're not going on. And I remembered. Oh yeah.
Playing yet to be announced.
Yeah. We're also joined by, for the first time, Journey Engine.
Greetings.
And
I'm Journey Engine.
And of course, we're also joined by Luxurious Ferret.
Hello, I play Carlos, a dwarf artificer.
No.
That is my character in D&D, by the way.
Yep. Speaking of which, introduce yourself, Tiabu.
Hello, I'm Tiabu. But in D&D, I already did this. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know much about this game. I'm looking forward to learning about it.
We also have a new player who I think is actually in the middle of eating right at this moment, so we might give them a little bit longer. And we also have Wolf, who... Oh, wait, no. It looks like she is free. Viz, would you like to introduce yourself?
You're absolutely right. I'm in the middle of eating, but this is why I'm on push to talk. Hello, I am Viz Kanoya. Viz is also acceptable because I understand my name's helpful.
Absolutely fair. For reference, I go by V 99% of the time, so that is good. And of course, we also have Wolf Venom, who is with us, who is unable to get on the mic right now because background noise. Yay. So, Shadowrun. Before we really get started, let's give a quick rundown of what Shadowrun is. Shadowrun is what happens when you take Cyberpunk and you go, I like this, and then you pick up D&D and you go, but I also like this, and then you get duct tape and you stick them together. Unfortunately,
more less duct tape and more like shoestring and
yeah, it's 6th edition has some issues. Hey Pelicanlicious, hey Discordian, Discordia, you're in chat, right?
Yes, I'm waving to Pelican.
Yeah, fair. Right.
I do like the intro you've got going on.
Thank you. I have completely lost track of where I was. So, yes, it's got flaws. It's got issues. However, in order to fix those issues, we have to first explore what they are to figure out exactly what the problems are. So we are going to be running it as much as possible from the book. God help me. This does mean that character creation is going to be a bit of a mess. Now, the basic plot line of this is more based on cyberpunk than anything else. Massive corporations have taken over the world. It's 2080. The internet has been replaced with the Matrix. There's all kinds of shit going down. Oh, and half the companies in the world are run by dragons. Actual dragons. Literal dragons. There was also a dragon who ended up as president of the United States until he possibly killed himself to complete a blood ritual. Also, speaking of the United States, they don't really exist anymore, at least not as the United States. They're now, Native Americans kind of kicked their ass and managed to found their own states, and then elves started, and then South America is now run by a corporation called As Technology, who likes to do blood rituals.
No, As Technology is Mexico and
Mesoamerican. You're correct, right.
South America is run by a dragon.
This is true.
He's making a massive rainforest.
As technology, is this a joke?
Yes, it's a joke.
Yeah.
There's
well,
a state
it's-
in Africa that is run by ghouls. Yes, that literally means undead creatures. Well, not undead, but creatures who are former humans who now have to eat human flesh in order to survive. Yep. And yeah, it's interesting. Also, Ireland is united by elves who kicked everybody else out. Not so great. Oh, and China fell apart as well.
Good.
Lovely. What happened to it?
Balkanized, and Japan has now gone imperial again. Yeah.
Also there's the whole metatypes and goblinization.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that, but that's a good introduction. So, you may have noticed earlier I said elves. Yeah, elves exist in this world. So do dwarves. So do orcs. And so do trolls. Now, normal humans are still around, but a while back, a group of people, or a large groups of people across the world, ended up being turned into elves and dwarves. This came as something of a shock, as you might imagine, and of course, this being a relatively realistic world, it also led to a whole bunch of new forms of racism, which is great. But then things got worse, because then you had goblinization come around, where the orcs and trolls came from, and even newer forms of racism, both for and against. It's a mess. The players in this world play as Shadowrunners. Shadowrunners are mercenary operatives who act outside the law to complete missions for money. They are all criminals. They live outside of the normal system, which means that they are sinless. What do I mean by sinless? They do not have a sin, or most of them do not have a sin. We'll come back to that. A sin is a system identification number, which allows governments or corporations, or both more likely, to track that person's interactions with the world around them, be that their bank account, where they travel, how they get around things. Almost every single thing you need to do in society requires you to link your sin. So you go buy a coffee, you need your sin. You take the bus, you need a sin. You want to buy a car, you need a sin. You need to pay your taxes, you need a sin. So
it's like a social security number.
yeah, except even worse. And without the benefits.
Now it is getting there in real life. I had to put my social security number to get the chips the other day.
To get what the other day?
Chips, potato.
Oh, data chip. I thought you meant like fish and chips. I was just like,
No.
What? What kind of dystopian
No.
hellscape do you live in?
Not data chips, but the fries kind.
Wait, you actually mean the food?
Yes.
I would be very concerned if I were you.
Where did you have to put this? Was this like a dodgy website or something?
No, it was a store. I had to walk to there.
Well,
I do not feel comfortable using that store. And I'm generally somebody who's... I'm one of those people who actually wouldn't have a problem with a government-issued ID. I wouldn't have an issue with that. That creeps me out. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So yes, we're going to be doing character creation today, and it's going to be fun. Now, let me get my book open to the correct page. Now, I will admit, I am not an expert in this, because I don't think anybody is honestly an expert in this system. It's a mess. So, let me get back to the page for character creation. I've lost my page. Where's my bookmark?
The guy who programmed the character creation tool that you can download and install is probably an expert in character creation, but the fact you need to download and install a program that someone else programmed for the system kind of shows what system it is.
Yeah, it's a mess. Legitimately, it's a mess. Okay. Oh god, I've lost my fucking page.
what the fuck is social rating? Is this like a Chinese social credit or something? What the fuck is social
Probably.
credit?
We'll get to that. Hold on, I have managed to lose the page myself. I am doing well. Competence, I am not.
We believe in you.
God damn it. I'm stuck in the edge system. The edge system we'll get to, but suffice it to say, I like the concept behind it. I don't like it. It's not well thought through.
Good
Okay.
in theory, not in practice.
Yes. I've seen this kind of system done well in the Fate system, where you've got currency that can be bought back and forth between players. I even saw it done well in the system they use for Star Trek Adventures. I don't like Star Trek Adventures. I do like that system they have for effectively a currency between the player and Game Master for doing these special features, which is essentially what they want Edge to be, but it doesn't work. So,
If you don't like a certain system from this one, you could in theory implement the Fate system.
we could just do Fate, but I'd rather have something a bit more defined. Okay, so,
Quick question. Is anything coming through my mic apart from my voice? Because it's showing up on Discord, and sometimes that's just my computer being weird.
I'm
sometimes
not hearing anything at the moment.
Good.
So, first of all, aha, I have found the page. The page we want is 59. You have to get 59 pages in before you get to character creation. 59. So,
Which book?
the main book. 6th Corps, Seattle.
Core rulebook.
Yep. I've loaned my players copies of my copy of the book. Thank you to Laughing CH for the book, by the way. In order to make sure that everybody has access to the same resources. So, step 1, define your role in history. So, what we do here is we need to figure out where your character grew up, who they are as a person, and what has influenced them. This will, in part, be figuring out what you want to be as part of the team. Like, I want to be a decker, which is a hacker character. I want to be a rigger, which is somebody who controls drones. I want to be the face of the party, which is somebody they basically would call a bard if they could play an instrument. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different...
Instruments do exist here, right? Like, I can't play an instrument.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you can't use it to do special attacks,
Okay, fair enough.
unfortunately.
Well, you say that, but
I am
Special
not...
attack, hit over the head with guitar.
I mean, that is technically an option, but it's not part of the core system. So, is there anybody who would be interested in being used as an example? Somebody who's got a fairly good idea of what they want to do with their character already would be ideal for this. Good.
I volunteer as tribute.
Welcome. Thank you, Ferret. Yeah, this is appreciated. So, let me bring up your character sheet. What is your character sheet's name again? I can't see the name changed yet.
Oh, I had changed it to Yasuka Nakamura because I was planning on playing a Japanese person.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's bring up your character sheet. Aha. Alright, so there's my book. Now, what kind of character are you thinking of playing? What sort of thing would their specialty be? Magic? Weapons?
I was thinking weapons.
Okay, so you're probably looking towards either street samurai or maybe a weapons specialist? So, street samurai?
Yeah, I was going to do street samurai.
Alright then. I'll read out for the benefit of people at home the description of Street Samurai. The shadows of the Sixth World can be bloody and brutal, and arguments are too often settled with fist, blade, or gun. Violence is the universal language. Predators of every description prowl the back alleys and corporate corridors, from common thugs to skilled professionals. At the top of the heap are the Street Samurai. Fast, lethal warriors, fiercely loyal to their code and their latest contract. Out in the shadows, there could be a fight waiting around any corner. It might be in your face, down the hall, across the street, or off in the distance, but you have to be ready to meet it. Some fighters prepare for every possibility. Others specialise in selected areas. But whenever you deal with your enemies at the end of a blade or centred in crosshairs, it all comes down to one thing: kicking ass. Every fighter needs an advantage, whether it's consummate skill, raw strength and agility, top shelf gear, cyberware implants, innate magic, or a combination of the above. What is yours? Do you harness the magic of the Sixth World to kick hoop as a physical adept, gear up with the augmentations to become a cybernetic nightmare, or stay pure and concentrate on the skills and attributes rather than spend a fortune on augmentations? After all, you have to leave tech to the technology specialist. So, what sort of thing do you see your character being? Are they somebody who is using magic? Are they somebody who is focusing on their physical skills? Are they somebody who is highly trained? Are you a blade specialist? Are you a gun specialist? Do you punch hard?
I was thinking like a melee specialist, and
Okay.
they were focused more on like their skills. I think you said it was.
Okay, that seems to make sense to me. One thing, because this one is set in the UK, gun laws are a lot more restrictive over here than they are in the United States. So, generally speaking, if you're openly carrying a gun, the police have been called. There are plenty of ways of hiding weapons, of course, but somebody who is more melee focused is probably going to find an easier time getting their weapons in and out of a place than somebody with guns. Right. So, we're looking at that kind of thing. I don't think there's anything specifically in the character sheet to write this down. Not yet, no. We could put it in the notes, I think is about the only place that would be suitable for this, unfortunately. Or maybe... Nope, it's purely in the notes. Joy. Ah, boy. History. In this step, you want to set up a past for your character without going into the whole detailed biography. You're welcome to put that together on your own and offer it to your game master as fuel for story fire. But for the time being, we're just going to run through a quick series of background points, build your overall story around. Take this step as far as you want. The deeper you go, the deeper your story. So, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'd like you to fill out the details of your characters, and the rest of you, I'd like you to think about your own characters and how they might answer these questions as well. If you don't yet have a good idea about your character, that's absolutely fine. I will go over it with you individually one by one. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. In that case, the first question I need to ask you, Ferret, is where was your character born? Now, you've already mentioned that they're Japanese, so you could limit it to just they were born in Japan, or you can specify exactly where you were born in Japan if you wish.
I'll say Okinawa, Japan.
Very well. I'll read out the specific what they write here, but I think you've already got all this information down anyway, so I'm not too worried for you. Country of origin can be important. It creates a starting point for the life that might continue to revolve around where it started, or it could never be a never-ending quest to escape that place. In Shadowrun, you also aren't just limited to countries, as megacorporations also have citizens and territory. Look over some of the world backgrounds in the Life You Have Left, which is on page 14 of this book, or sit down and talk to your game master to get a feel for the world. Your birthplace could be a scar or a sterling point in your past, but either way it's something to shape the way you walk, talk and act towards others that may have similar or different origin stories. Okay, so I will say for this, you are going with Japan, Okinawa specifically. Do you want to know a bit more about Japan in the Sixth World?
I had actually already read up on them beforehand.
Excellent. For the benefit of people at home, Japan is a lot more imperialist than it used to be, as I mentioned earlier. Megacorporations are a major fact of life over there, and, well, you already know all this information, Ferret, so is there anything you would like to add?
Some cultural things. real
Please go
quick.
ahead.
They view themselves as superior. They may find like some small things about Western culture that they do like, but overall, they just don't like the West at all. They are largely xenophobic, and they're bigots.
Unfortunately true in the setting. Right. Okay, the next question I need to ask you is, where was your character raised? So, were they raised over in Okinawa? Were they raised somewhere else in Japan? Did they get moved somewhere else in the world? Was your character working for a corporation? Was your character's parents working for a corporation somewhere, and you were dragged along with them? Where did they grow up?
They, their parents were corporate stooges. I can't help but say that.
Fair enough. So wage slaves.
Yeah,
What sort of level were they? Were they like lowest of low, low level management, mid level management, executives?
I'd say mid-level management
Okay.
because the race I was going for, they primarily played as bodyguards.
Okay, so somebody who's got a decent amount of respect in the culture, but not top tier by any stretch of the imagination. You've got enough to get by, you've got enough to live a comfortable life, but you're still having to work pretty hard for your living. Or your family did, anyway.
Yes.
Sounds good to me. I'll go through the description they give here. Once you answer the first question, you know where your character was born, but perhaps equally important, if not more so, is where you were raised. Being raised on the streets, no matter where you are, is a different life from having a consistent roof over your head and food on your plate. Was a life spent in the depths of the Metroplex, where everything is open all of the time and life runs around the clock? Did you get a nice upbringing in a suburban refuge, spending every Saturday morning taking care of the yard whilst wishing you lived in the hustle and bustle of the big city because everything closed so early? Maybe your character grew up in a place with a skewed definition of family, such as a neighbourhood run by organised crime or a cult. Neither would you leave you totally right in the head. Did you run a free and wild through the massive self-sufficient arcology where you and your friends always talked about sneaking into level 234, but only Billy ever tried and he never learned from again? Were you isolated in a secluded corp enclave somewhere with only a handful of other kids and everyone else you knew? Each option changes who you might have encountered, what kind of values you were surrounded by, and how street savvy you are, what education you had access to, and a plethora of other details you can flesh out to make a deeper character. Remember that you are free to change where you were raised or where you were born, as your parents were traded or extracted between megacorps. They could have been hired or changed from UCAS to airy citizens, opening doors never before thought available to you. Or maybe they were cast out of a corp and suddenly had to live as strangers in a strange land, thrown out of the corporate bosom used to keep them safe. And the next question is, where was your character trained? I'll read off from the book here. Who trained you? Where is that person group now? Are they possibly a loose end? Are they after you because of some perceived real betrayal? Were they using you as a test subject, and now you've got the skills and where to accompany your ever-present feelings of mistrust and betrayal? Are you self-trained and always acting with a chip on your shoulder because no one trusts someone who taught themselves? Looking back and thinking about how you learned what you learned can also be a good way of creating some role-playing biases. Were you trained by a megacorp and therefore indoctrinated to hate other megas? Were you trained by a government and feel like the underdog trying valiantly to protect your former country from enemies foreign and domestic? Were you taught on the street and learned everything the hard way? So this isn't just where were you schooled. This is more about what shaped your adult life, effectively. So this is more about where you worked early on. Fair enough?
Fair enough. I'll say private security.
Okay, that makes sense given your background as well. And where is your character now? Think about why you run in the shadows. Is it a rush? Is it the cash? Is it only choice you have? Is it revenge? Is it to impress someone? Is it to fight the man? Is it to regain the favour of your corporate masters? Is it to bring down the mega corporate machine? Taking a little time to think about your character as a person and develop their sense of motivation once you get to the table. Every job might not be your cup of soy calf, but you're part of a team. You've got a job to do. And when those jobs come around, that is right up your dark and shadowy alley. How far will you be willing to go to succeed? So, how did you end up having to come to the UK?
I would say that they had left Japan because they had become disillusioned with the culture, the system, and felt that UK was probably a good spot to start anew.
Okay, so it's a fresh start for your character. And running in the shadows is something they've adopted because it's a good way to get by, or is it the only thing they have access to at the moment?
It's kind of like it's with their prior experience.
Okay. Fair enough. And how does your character feel about the darker aspects of the world? Before you jump into this section, remember that this is a role-playing game. This is a chance to portray someone you are not. Push out and play some of those heroic fantasies, or dive in and create someone deplorable and just see how long in the shadows it will tolerate it. But be warned, you are playing this game with other people, and there are lines in the real world we don't cross. Spouting hateful speech about groups of real humans just because it's in character is never right. There are two caveats to keep in mind when playing different characters. 1. If you decide the normal rules of societal conduct do not apply to your character, others may decide to forego those rules as well. The game world might become a very nasty place for you, without even your teammates supporting you. When playing a deliberately abrasive character like that, you need to make sure that everyone at your gaming group is on board with what you're doing. Playing characters that ruin the game for others is against the spirit of the game. And 2. When you have a gaming group you know well, sometimes you can explore the darker sides of a character, but that tends to go less well with new groups, or groups at conventions. When playing with people you don't know, it's generally a good idea not to bring the darker baggage into the game with you. Hint! This one is the one I'm highlighting right now because we're new people. Okay, everybody?
Okay.
Cool. So if you want to make an abrasive character, you've got to make sure that everybody here is okay with that. Just to make sure for everybody. Shadowrun is a dark setting, but some sort of antisocial behaviour will happen in the game. It's important, though, to consider the specific areas and what terms your character is comfortable with, and what the group is comfortable with. Here are some areas to think about. Wet work. Killing for money, and even killing in general, is serious. In many role-playing games, it's just about part of the action, and no one thinks twice about it. Here, we ask players to be more than indiscriminate slaughtering machines, and truly consider the efforts and actions they undertake, and look at its aftermath. Let's look at a few issues involved. Murder, no matter where it is illegal. Killing someone, even in self-defense, can lead to legal battles and investigations. No runner wants anyone digging into their life deeper than necessary. Sure, you killed that Halloweener to protect yourself and those around you, but how is it that you live in this nice DOS yet report no income? In Shadowrun, deaths are investigated, and magic makes tracking anyone injured at the fight possible. If there's a good ritual sorcerer on the payroll, it means that back alley brawl you get into and finish by putting a bullet in the brain pan to make a point could easily lead to a Lone Star SWAT team kicking in the door for your DOS. What about the other Halloweeners? You killed one of theirs. They aren't going to let that stand. It's not just psychotic gangers who feel that way either. A stray round or explosion kills a civilian. You decide to kill the guards and leave no witnesses. A job requires you to kill someone's wife or a corporate executive. All those people are connected to other people. The civilian could be a cop's sister. One of those guards could be the son of an executive with enough power and reach to come after you. That wife was the daughter and grandson of a consigliere, Anthony Gallini, and the family takes care of their own. That executive was having a relationship with his assistant, who's gone mad with grief and still has access to the boss's accounts for a few days before the corp shuts them down. There are a lot of reasons to be worried and paranoid in Shadowrun, and building them up every time you pull the trigger, cast a spell, or drop an elevator car drives those worries to the point of deliberating paranoia, especially when your job requires you to meet people you don't know in dark clubs and alleys. You can never be sure when the Reaper will come to collect what you have sown. Even without the paranoia, the act of taking another person's life takes a toll on the mind. How each group wants to treat this issue should be discussed among players. So, this seems like a good time right now. How do you guys feel your characters... Actually, no. We should wait until everybody's on the same page, so I should make sure everybody has their character at this point. Does that sound fair to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Okay. Let me just get back to my sheet. Drugs and alcohol. We're not talking about the casual use here. We're talking about is involving your character in a world of drugs or taking their use to alcohol to an extreme. Addiction is a serious issue, and when it comes to gameplay as a set of rules and numbers and possible penalties, it exists in the world as a real struggle. Characters who are addicted think differently than those who aren't. Acts that would be unacceptable suddenly become the gateway to the next high, rather than the trepidatiously opening of said gate. An addict might fly through screaming just to get to the goal. Beyond the issues involved with supplying addicts and their cravings, the act of joining in drug trafficking can raise other issues. Runners aren't always hired to raid corporate labs. Sometimes the job offer comes from a local gang leader who needs his shipment protected, or by someone with solid street rep. Or it could be protecting the head of a smuggling ring that is bringing in billions of yuan worth of beta meth every month. Are you then guilty by association for the many deaths it causes? Determining a stance here could very well affect your view of when a job offer comes along and you feel inclined to decline for moral reasons and ignore the chuckling of your morally devoid co-workers. So yeah, it's up to each of you to decide on that front, but we'll go over that with each of you in turn. And finally, trafficking. Actually, no, there is actually another one after that, which is actually the most important. I forgot to read that far down. Whoops. Trafficking. Runners deal with moving and protecting all sorts of illicit goods, including human beings. Extracting a corp scientist to go work for another corp is one thing, but running protection for a van that you are pretty sure is full of sex slaves on the way to a Yakuza Bunraku parlour is a whole other ball game. When the time comes, will your character take the big cash that comes with such work, or will they take a moral stand? Even more often, these are the jobs that you get because you didn't ask enough questions, didn't ask any questions at all, or felt the pressure to make a buck and accepted the job before you got the details. Once you rip the cover off some of these jobs and find the hidden maggots that were festering in Mr. Johnson's request, will you walk away and risk the hit to your rep, and possibly the hit team sent to snuff off loose ends? In the world of Shadowrun, you play as the downtrodden. Do you cling to your place above by keeping those below down? It's a sad and morose option, but it exists. Or are you one of those who think everyone who has ever been stepped on, beat down, taken advantage of, or crushed under the weight of the megacorporate control deserves a chance to fight back? Do you see them as part of the army for upending the megacorporate monolith that sees control of the world? Stares at Tearbu. Okay. And the final and most important one, racism and injustice. Like our world, Shadowrun has racism, though the game is usually based off differences in metatypes rather than skin colour. Its existence in the Sixth World gives characters a chance to be heroes and stand up for those who are looked down on for their appearance. Social divisions, such as race and class, are used by the Corps to divide people, pitting them against one another instead of having them think about the extreme inequality that shapes their daily lives. How will your character react to this? Are they helped or hurt by the status quo? How do they feel about that? Will they look at how they contribute to the change, or will they be complicit in the ongoing issues? Do they accept biases, or question them? Will they be aggressive in the approach they choose? Do they take jobs, finish them, and then turn around and use the money to go help out and make a difference in the shadows? Knowing where you stand isn't about morality and justice. It's about paranoia, diligence, resistance, suffering, and resistance. Actually, I misread resistance as resilience the first time round. I was wondering why they had it twice. No, I'm just misreading it. These are sensitive issues and should be discussed with other group members. People's boundaries and identities should be respected. The shadows are dark places, but they cannot exist without the light, and players can decide how much light they should shine. So when we get to everybody having... In fact, okay, out of character, let's have this discussion now. How do people feel about wet work? Killing for money.
In terms of myself, absolutely fine.
For the purpose of games.
In character, there's various possibilities. Out of character, it's a game.
I'm asking right now for individual people, not your character. I want to make sure that the world I design for you doesn't include stuff that you guys are not comfortable with having in the game.
I am comfortable with murder.
As am I.
So,
Okay.
Same here.
I think Morph just posted something, but I have to script back over to here.
I'm happy about this, especially if it's a corpo.
Okay. Doesn't mean I am in real life. Good, yes. I didn't think it would imply that, but I was just making sure. Drugs and alcohol. Because I know if there's anybody who wants to say privately, if you do have an issue, you are welcome to PM me about this now, and I will not say who has or has not said anything. If you are comfortable speaking up, you are welcome to do so now.
I'm fine with drugs and alcohol.
Fine, same here.
Okay with drugs and alcohol, not a problem.
Please don't smoke in the car, otherwise I'm okay with drugs and alcohol.
Oh, okay, that's understandable.
Fair.
But for reference, if I'm asking for people to do stuff privately, don't say aloud, just in case somebody does have an issue, and then it might single them out.
Okay.
Yeah. I do appreciate your enthusiasm. That's good, but yeah. I will give people a couple more moments, but I don't think anybody said anything. Okay. Right. In that case, we will move on to the next one, which is going to be trafficking. If anybody has an issue with trafficking themes in the game, could you please PM me now?
My character will probably have something against it.
That's good. I'm fine with that.
Depending
Understood.
on what you're trafficking. Depending
Understood.
On what you're trafficking.
I have been informed that there is a specific type of trafficking that I will not be including in the game, and yep, I will not be including sex trafficking in the game at all. Which, to be honest, I was gonna veto that myself anyway. It might be mentioned existing. It's nothing to do with you guys. Okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It does exist in the world, but it's not something that you guys will be involved with. If that is an acceptable compromise to everybody, will the people who contacted me just give me a yes or no? Okay. Thank you to the people who contact me. That is appreciated. Right. Let me just go on. Racism and injustice. Now, I should clarify, in this world, generally speaking, most traditional racism has largely fallen away in favour of metatype-based racism, which is every bit as bullshit. It's usually along the lines of, elves are dandelion eaters, they're effete, they're pathetic, they're interested in their own bullshit. Dwarves, they're short, they're money grubbing. It's basically the same sort of shit you get portrayed against the Jewish community for dwarves. Trolls, they're stupid, they're thugs, they're dumb. Orcs, they're stupid, they're thugs, they're dumb, and they breed all the time.
They breathe or they breed?
Breed.
Oh.
So,
Oh boy.
if anybody has a specific issue related to those kind of elements, could you please PM me now? I will make a note of it. In fact, actually, I need to make a note of the earlier one. Cool. I have no notes sent to me. Very well. I am quite able to deal with that then. Okay. Now, getting back to Ferret. Actually, we're going to leave you off here for a second, Ferret, if that's okay, before we go on to character priorities.
That's okay.
So, priorities is something we can do with everybody as a group. So I'm going to go back over this one with everybody now and make sure everybody is comfortable with the questions. Thankfully, because we've already gone over them once, it should be reasonably easy to go over these. So, I'm going to go by order people are in the list, if that's okay with everybody.
That's okay.
Actually, Tiabu, you specifically wanted to go second earlier. Does
Yes.
anybody have an objection to that?
No, you can go.
No, he can go.
Okay. I might ask you for a second time later because I'll forget. So, Tiabu, I'm going to ask you the questions, and I'd like you to give me an answer for your character.
Yeah, but also where do I put the stuff? Like I don't know where to put the
Put these in
backstory
the
things
put these in the notes for now, as I said to
in the
Farron.
notes. Okay.
We can rework these later because I'm not expecting all of the stuff to get done today because this is an involved process.
I understand. Okay.
And
So,
again,
but-
if anybody is comfortable already putting this stuff down on their character sheet, you are free to do so. Just let me know what you've decided when we get round to you. Is that fair for everybody?
Yep.
Excellent. So, Tiabu, we need to define your role and history. So, what is your specialty? Are you an arcane specialist? You're a magic caster? Are you a face, the talky guy? Are you a street samurai, somebody who's good with weaponry? Are you a technology specialist, which could be a hacker, a decker, or somebody who's just gone in for a massive amount of augmentations even?
I was thinking of being a face with a bit of summoning.
Okay. That is something you can do in this game. It's not designed around fixed classes, it's more flexible than that.
But I just want to be like I'm thinking of like a face with a bit of summoning.
Okay, so I'll go over the face description because that seems to be your main focus, just to give you a rundown. Face, all talk and no action. Hell yeah! Action gets you shot and bleeding, or knowing what it feels like to have your brain fried from the inside out by some spell slinger. Talking your way out of as many situations as possible is safer, especially if you're a better talker. The Face is a charismatic wrecking ball. Others may hurt the Megacorp's bottom line with their mass violence and wanton destruction, but you do all that plus wounding their ego when you stroll right past every security measure they have with a smile, a plausible story, and a clipboard. Everyone respects a clipboard.
Okay, I'm gonna play something else then because I'm planning to play terrorist, so I don't think that fits. Planning to play someone who actively harms and blows up company property, so I don't think face will fit me. The second thought.
I mean,
I think you were planning for being the bomb guy that blows things
Yeah,
up. weren't you?
in that
exactly.
case, you probably want to lean more towards technology specialist, I would say,
I guess, yeah.
Or possibly weapons
Or
specialist.
or weapon specialist. Yeah,
Or
Okay.
magic. Magic can do a lot of.
magic
smoky
can do
stuff.
that. True.
Yeah, but at the same time, plastic explosives and smoke bombs. So
I mean, you could
weapon
go
specialist.
if you went with somebody who's got a rigging background. You could have cheap, mass-produced drones that you could drive bombs into places with.
Oh yes, I want that.
Of course, it will be expensive as fuck for you.
I mean, far be it for me to say that a terrorist is charismatic, but some terrorists are actually rather charismatic.
Yep. You can play a face who is somebody who is a monstrous, blow everything up kind.
Use that charisma to get yourself into positions where you can blow up buildings, so
Mhm.
to speak.
You don't need as big of a bomb if you can put it right on the structural supports.
Mostly just trying to hurt the bottom lines of the corporations and build anarchism. That's my character.
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to be more tech focused? Do you want to be more schmoozing, getting your way into places? Do you want to be able to use magic to do bullshit? Or do you just want to be good with bombs?
I really enjoyed being an engineer. Really enjoyed being an engineer in Dungeons and Dragons. So I think tech focused sounds like a
Okay.
lot of fun.
So we'll say more of a tech specialist.
Yeah, with
but
maybe some levels into
Yeah,
charisma as
but
well.
but probably not somebody who's too extreme into it. So just make a note of that, and then we'll get to the questions about your history. Where was your character born?
But I was thinking he was a local, around in the same city. Well, not in the same city, but definitely somewhere around the UK.
Okay, so right, there's a variety of different places you could be from in the UK. I did link a map earlier that shows you which parts of the UK are still inhabitable. The UK had a lot of nuclear plants go boom boom.
Is South Wales still habitable?
Wales is very much habitable. In fact,
Cool.
Cardiff is pretty much what it is right now. There are a couple of bits which are controlled by dragons. There's some Welsh wildlands. There's a habitable zone. And it's not too far away from Blackpool, distance-wise.
Cardiff place sounds fine, so I'll take it.
Okay, Cardiff. Cardiff is part of the urban zone, so it's an urban sprawl area.
Did I write that correctly?
I can't see your character sheet right now. I was looking at the map.
Fair enough.
Where is your character? What is your character name? Where is it?
Demonstrators.
There we go. Where did you write this down?
Note.
I am not seeing anything in the notes. Would you? There we go. It finally came up. Comes from the Cardiff. That is not the correct spelling of Cardiff, but don't ask me the correct one because I have to look it up for you. Because I can't fucking remember. It is
Cardiff.
Yeah, double F.
Okay, fair enough.
It is Welsh, so it's understandable. Where was your character? Oh, so hold on. Let me give you some background about Wales. Wales is it does have a couple of different dragons living there, so there's a not insignificant chance you would have at least some have possibly seen a dragon in the sky before. That's something that could easily have happened to you from that. So there we go.
But dragons this rare phenomenon, or are they normal?
There's two of them.
Oh, okay, so they're pretty much a rare phenomenon.
They are very rare in the world, but they are very important as well. Where was your character raised? Was he raised in Cardiff? Did he move somewhere else in the UK? Did he go abroad?
I'd say Cardiff is a pretty good place to be raised.
Okay, so he was raised around Torchwood. Good, excellent. Nobody comments. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know much about British history, so I can't.
I got that reference.
Good.
Yeah, it was a reference to a TV show.
Doctor Who spin-off.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was quite good.
It was, and then it got weird.
I have not seen that, and I've seen Doctor Who several times. Anyway.
Right, we'll go over that. We'll go over Doctor Who later. Where was your character trained? So, how did your character end up... what is your character's background in terms of their training? What did they work for? Who did they work for? What did they work with?
I'd say that my parents tried to get me into the regular, into the regular industry complex to be an engineer or something.
Okay.
As probably specialized into electronics or something.
Okay. There's a couple of companies that I can actually... Oh my god, there's a couple of companies in Wales I could recommend for you.
And then basically,
hold on.
My character got caught in sabotage.
Okay.
And got thrown out, and then basically fled into the city of Black.
That's the next question, so we'll get back to that in a second. First of all, would you like to work for a couple of the Welsh companies I've gotten written down here?
Oh, hit me with it.
We've got Dragon Computers, which is actually based... That's based on a real company, by the way. They went bankrupt years ago in our world, but I had them reformed in this one.
The bad Dragon Computers?
No, that's a different thing, which we are not discussing on my chat. Not right now, anyway.
I'm curious.
Let me see. We have... Where are we? Where is this list written down? God, this is a mess. Yes, my notes are a mess. Thank you, past me. Eurocard... Oh yes, there's the Mahindra MG plant, which I believe I did actually set near Cardiff. So that's a car company, an Indian car company who builds some models over here.
What kind? What does it specialize in?
Cheap.
Oh, lovely. I'll take that company. Mahindra, you said?
Mahindra MG. I'll write that in chat for you because the spelling isn't... Well, the spelling isn't too bad, actually.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, I'll just put it in chat here. In fact, if we go over to the Norcross car park, so viewers, you are getting a preview of this because this isn't actually something that's available to you yet. This vehicle right here was made at the factory that you may have previously worked at.
It looks like it's got a toilet in the front.
It's a spare tyre.
Fair enough. This looks very cheap.
It's one of the ones I actually built on stream.
Nice.
Journey Engine, bad Dragon computers. They make the most interestingly shaped computers. I'm actually going to link you guys a Dragon computer because they were a real thing.
Wait, really? Wow.
I assure you it's not going to be amazing for you because it's just a computer. It's a very 80s computer. Here we go. Copy
Well,
image
that's the best
link.
thing for a retro-futurist game like Shadowrun.
Yep, and I'm putting it both in Discord and in chat. There you go. That's what they look like. And that is
Oh,
their
wow.
logo.
Oh wow. That is old and 80s.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
It's got this 80s beige color. I like it.
It's beautiful. Simply beautiful. Oops, accidentally opened a YouTube
I
video.
imagine that they look the same nowadays, but they're just shinier.
I mean, I also brought Apricot back because I love their computer designs. Because they're... Seriously, Apricot computers... they actually made some amazing looking machines. If I can get an image of it. He says, trying desperately. Here it is. Can I get a decent image of it? Not the shitty one. I asked for not a shitty one. There we go. It's tiny. Of course it's tiny. Portable. Okay, give me a second. Sorry this is taking so much time away, folks, but old computers are just fucking fascinating to me. Fine, I'll just use this image. He says, and then he's like, no, I don't want that one. Okay, that'll do. There you go.
Cool, I like it.
Okay,
That
so
actually looks really futurist.
it does. They were amazing, but the scream's terrible. Where was I? So, that was where your character was trained. So, if you want to have worked at Mahindra MG, you can.
Yeah, sure. I'll
Make a note of that. Cool.
Yep.
Where is your character now? You got caught sabotaging something, didn't you, dear boy? And then you had to leave.
Yes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
As it wasn't the first time my character has sabotaged production in this company, but this time I got caught by cameras that they've set up. This
Okay.
has happened many times. So my character then, after being confronted, kind of decided to make a run for it and went into the next best city.
You went on the run by going to the next city over. Well done.
Exactly.
You are a smart man.
Yes.
I think we're starting to get a feel for your character already. This is... Oh boy.
My sabotage probably wasn't that important, so...
The best bit is, Mahindra is actually one of the better employers in the area as well.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Stupid anarchy.
You guys are going to end up killing Tiabu's character, aren't you?
Or if
We'll
it
see.
doesn't kill himself first.
Yeah, he does work with bombs. He might fuck up. You were saying, Viz?
Oh, are we gonna kill his character? We'll see.
Yep, that sounds good. Right, we'll get back to the priorities again, as I said earlier. Are you happy with what you've got so far, Tiabu?
Yeah, that sounds like a decent enough backstory.
Okay. Right then. Discordia, would you like to go next? I think the audio might not be working. Ah, yeah, he's having. Sorry, she's having to restart the bloody audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been interjecting for a while now, and just a second ago, hearing Diablo saying the same thing as me 10 seconds after was.
Yeah, I'm afraid we haven't
kind
been
of the
hearing
last-
you.
Yeah, I did wonder, because I was hearing the sound for push to talk being on, but
I think your Discord just doesn't like you.
this may very well be the case.
Because it just seems to be a dick to you at regular intervals.
Well, when I
Wow.
came onto voice chat before this, it just shut itself down and then booted itself up again.
It's the username, Discordia.
Oh,
Not just that.
Don't get started on that. They forced me to change my name.
what?
They did. The reason there's an H in it now is because they won't allow anyone to have a name which has Discord in it anymore.
I can kind of understand that because of the amount of scam bots they had, but that's still annoying.
Yep.
Anyway, Discordia, would you like to go next?
I suppose.
Okay. You can say no.
Okay. Well, I'll say yes for now, but I may end up changing a few things because I made
That's-
a change and that's affected how I'm viewing the character.
Well, if you want a bit more time to sit down and think about it, you are more than welcome to do so. I will move on to the next person.
I think I can go through the generalities of most of it.
Okay.
But details may change.
That's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with people reworking stuff, particularly since this is character creation. This is the point at which you can rework stuff without any problems. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, what are you feeling as your specialty? Are you a arcane specialist, a street samurai, a face, a technology specialist?
Arcane.
Arcane, so a magic user. I'll read out the magic user thing for you. I know you've already read it, but I'll read it out for other people. So, slinging spells or summoning spirits should secure a stable position on any Shadowrunner squad. Magic is a big part of what makes the Sixth World so terrifying, while also helping a runner stand out. Sure, that kid might be packing an SMG and has a chip on his shoulder just because the Halloweeners gecked his girl. Thing is, the one over there, the one of the Halloweeners just decided was a perfect target for a flaming pumpkin, he's about to return the favour in the form of a fireball, reminding those punks of what happens when you don't geek the mage first. The option to run deep in the magical pool, with full magicians making up the bulk of the badasses and their ability to both summon and sling mojo. You can also go as the aspected magician route and choose between slinging spells or summoning powerful allies. Then, last but not least, you could mix some adept abilities in with the mystic adept that can cast, summon and focus some of that magic inward to fuel their innate powers. You'll be wreaking havoc while the face of your team, who prefers subtlety, shoots a little side-eye for being so flashy. So, are you thinking more caster or summoner? Or adept?
I was going for a generalist, but edging towards summoner.
Okay, fair enough. So, a little bit towards summoner. Where is your character born?
I'm thinking somewhere in the UK, similar kind of environment for a corporation as TV mentioned.
Okay. Any idea whereabouts you would prefer to be? Like north, south, east, west?
Probably north.
Okay. The Glasgow, Edinburgh conurbation? Aberdeen's in the middle of the toxic zone. Maybe not.
Oh, good, I'm dead. Yeah, Aberdeen, Glasgow. I have some idea of both of those places, having actually been to both of them.
Alternatively, there is Newcastle. If you want to be in England.
Newcastle. Maybe. I'll go to Newcastle. That'd be interesting.
So you could go with something that's Scots or Northern English.
What are the kind of corporations like in the area?
There's a variety of different ones available in the UK. I haven't specifically mapped out Glasgow and Edinburgh because they're a bit far out. Newcastle I've got primarily as shipping and what was the other corporation I set there? Hold on. There was one UK corp who I based there, and I'm trying to remember who the fuck they were. Oh, that was it. I've got Airbus Intelligent Technologies there, so it's like a autopilot corporation. They design aircraft autopilot systems. So it's more of a software engineered place, but in terms of heavy engineering, though, probably you'd be looking more towards shipbuilding.
It wasn't specifically engineering, it was just more one of the larger corporations that I was looking for.
Well, any of the big ones you might have access to, because that's a whole sprawl, that area. So,
Alright. That can work.
you would find ones from any of the big 10 in there, and you would find lots of A-level stuff would be available as well.
Okay.
So, is there any particular company you would want as a basis?
Leaning more towards the... I don't have a particular favourite. It was more for the 9-to-5 wage slave working thing. That's the background I was looking for.
Okay. Fair enough. So, 9-to-5, wage save, born into that. Where was your character raised? Were they raised at a high level in the company, low level?
I'm thinking low to mid.
Okay. So, getting by. You're probably not worried about putting food on the table, but you might be worried about the bigger bills at the end of the month.
Yeah. And this is about where my idea of the character ran into a few problems because of facing up to mechanical issues with metatypes.
We can discuss that when we get onto the metatypes.
Yeah, it was more the reason for leaving would have changed. But
Okay.
essentially, I'm thinking family fucked over by corporate politics.
That makes sense. So that, so the family were fucked over. When were they fucked over? Was this before you reached being trained level, or is this like later?
I'm thinking before, so
So when you were raised, that changed when you got to your trained? So when you were in your teens, that changed?
yeah,
Okay. So shall we say in your early to mid-teens, something happened and your family ended up losing its position in the corp. So where were you trained?
I'm thinking if they've lost everything, they may have been picking things up on the streets from just other people with a talent for magic, playing
Okay.
the street shaman angle.
Okay. So you were trained literally on the streets by picking things up as you go. So perhaps you've been doing Shadowrun stuff before this point?
Could be. Might explain having a lot of contacts.
That would make sense. And where is your character now? What brought you to Blackpool?
Perhaps it was the offer of a job.
That's certainly possible. You do have a lot of contacts, and the main contact you guys will be working with, the main fixer, she does have a fair few number of people who might point you her way if you're good. That sound good to you?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And given I have a lot to spend on contacts.
Well, that's good, because I can work you in with a few of the different ones then, and we can also work on some actual ones for you. Sound good?
Yeah, sure. Oh, Journey's typing again.
Yeah, I think Journey's actually going to be away from the computer for a little bit, so we might have to leave his till a bit later. Yeah, that's absolutely fine,
Yeah.
Journey. We'll do that later then.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I think we've got the basics for you, Discordia. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right then. In that case, I'm going to go down to the next person in line, which we'll skip over Journey for now. We've done Ferret, we've done Tiabu.
One thing, because their charisma's so high, they'd kind of be able to fit in as kind of a secondary kind of phase.
Who's
Yeah.
the primary right now?
We don't have one yet. We haven't gone through everybody yet.
Also, I'm kind of before the score here in the list.
Did I? Oh yes, you're right. I forgot to start at the top. See, this is the problem. This is why I wanted to do it from just the top going down, but certain people wanted to go next. But then I agreed to it, so anyway.
I just kind of volunteered because everybody kind of went quiet.
Well, I specifically asked for a volunteer to start with, so that's on me. Right then, Diablo, would you like to go next then?
Yeah, sure.
This is the bit where you instead should have just gone, no! And we have to move on anyway. So yes, Diablo, let me start with the basics. What is your character speciality? Are you an arcane specialist, a street samurai, a face, a technology specialist, or something in the middle?
He's a physical adept, so something in the middle.
Okay, so probably street samurai-ish kind of feel?
Yeah.
Okay, so physical adept with chi casting?
Yes.
Cool, okay. So somewhere between street samurai and arcane. That sounds cool. Right then, where were you born?
In Metropolis, Amazonia.
Oh, right. So all the way over in South America. Okay. I will admit I don't actually know as much about the South American area of the map as... okay. Well, it sounds like you've already got a fair idea, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were born there. Where did you grow up?
Metropolis.
Okay, so you were born and raised there. What sort of level were you in their society? Were you in a corporate family? Were you...
No, as low as I can be.
So a
father with a
proper favela slum kind of level?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so very much struggling to survive. Okay. So did you have a stable family, or are we talking about literally out on the streets?
He had a stable family for a while, but then his father was a drug dealer that got killed. And there was streets after that.
Okay. That sucks. Make a note of that, because that's some good backstory to work with. Where were you trained? I'm guessing the streets, or did you join a gang, or...
No, well, there was this kind of gym, fairly low level gym.
Okay.
Training boxing there. I think
Okay.
city stuff was a good way to relieve stress.
And did you do Shadowrunning as a way to get by, or did you have some sort of job, or how did you get by?
yeah, he eventually got a job. It was not much. It was like
Something on the side for a business, or was this legit?
yeah, he trained young people at boxing.
Okay, so you worked at the gym as well.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Right then, and why did your character come here to Blackpool? What drove you or brought you here?
Well, he was chilling at the bar, as you do. And then someone from the Irmandade started getting a bit loud, and they got into a fight.
Ah.
Just for reference, those are the people that is a street gang that sacrifice people for magic. They're
Okay.
not the best people.
No, they probably aren't, no. So you ended up killing this person and leaving, or beating the shit out of them and leaving, or...
Yeah, he's not a murderer. I mean,
Okay, so you beat the shit out of them and left.
yeah.
Fair enough. So you beat up the wrong ganger and had to leave. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright then. In that case, I think we've got all the basics for you. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to move on to the next person. Viz, would you be up for making yours now?
Yes, hold on, let me switch because doing press to talk for this would be kind of annoying.
Understandable, yeah. I'll wait. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, it's voice active now. I think I've done good.
Okay, let's go
Ready for the
over it.
questions.
Let's go over it one by one and see what we're dealing with then. He says, and then hits the wrong button. He says, and then still manages to hit the wrong button. Good God, man. So, what is your specialty? Are you an arcane specialist? Are you a street samurai? A face? A technology specialist?
I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere in the middle between street samurai and technology specialist.
Okay.
I was wanting to go with like a brawler type character with cybernetic implants. Like,
Okay. So you specialise in beating the shit out of people with your cybernetic implants.
Yes.
Sounds good.
That was the plan.
You are one cybernetic punch man.
Yes.
Excellent. Where was your character born?
Sapporo, Japan.
Oh, okay. Where was your character raised?
She was raised in Tokyo. I do have notes written on my actual character sheet.
Excellent.
Which is Ijayu, if you want to take a look at those.
I show you. Yep. He says, and then opens the wrong thing. Good, well done. Character notes. Raised in Tokyo, lived pretty comfortably as her father was Yakuza, a brothel, leaving a comfort team. Okay. Good education, but sickly. Okay. Came to the UK to escape her father's life of crime. Very well. Rather want to work as a wage slave. She has no experience with actually being a wage slave, but she runs in the shadows to keep her body going. Her fleshy body is weak, without her medications, her body would shut down. So she's got a pressing issue of having to constantly earn enough money to to afford her medications. Then
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
that sounds good to me. I like it. Okay, I think we are pretty good on that front then. Let me just double check. I think that's everything we need for you for this first bit. Are you happy with that?
I'm pretty comfortable with this, yes.
Excellent. In that case, I'm pretty sure we're ready for Wolf's one. And unfortunately, Wolf is off mic at the moment, owing to background noise. But he has said that everything should already be on his character sheet. So let me go over it and see what we got. He's from Sunderland. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Wolf. Corbin Anthony Richards, technology specialist, rigger/driver. Excellent. Raised in Sunderland by his parents who owned a small family-run taxi service. Ooh, I have to show you something later, Wolf. I designed a taxi for the UK. It's a three-wheeler. I'm sorry. I am from Sunderland. Yeah, well, we didn't want to say anything, but, you know.
When will we make taxis that have 5 wheels?
I am judging you right now, Diablo.
I'm just imagining the vehicle being circular so that it can't actually go anywhere.
No. It's got a driver's pod out front that's extended forwards and has a third wheel up front under the driver's feet, effectively. And the passenger cabin has 2 wheels at the back of it, with the drive unit being mounted under the rear seat. It has seating for 6 people in the back. So effectively, if you look at it from above, it looks like a small penis with a massive ball sack.
Nice.
You're taking the piss.
I mean, somebody was going to point it out, I might as well get it out of the way now. So, basic driver skills were taught to him by his parents so he could work in their business. His sister, who was a rigger and worked as a mechanic for an illegal street racing team, nice, taught him about tech as well as more advanced techniques, and got him even into street racing, using his winnings to improve himself and acquire decent gear, where he is now. Corbin was approached by someone to throw a race, but when the time came, he refused. While he didn't win the race, it was clear that he wasn't attempting to throw it. This put a target on his back by a high-ranking member of one of the local corporations, who was his son. His son was the driver. This meant Corbin had to disappear quickly, using what contacts he had made underground to get a new identity and location. How he feels about the darker world. Wet work will only kill as a matter of self-defense when other options have been exhausted. Drugs and alcohol. Prefers to keep clear and focused in his head. His job as a driver relies on it. Yep. Trafficking, wholeheartedly against it. Racism, wholeheartedly against it. Good. That's nice. Right then. Is that everybody? Is there anybody... Oh yes, there's Journey Engine. Journey Engine, are you free? I'm guessing it's no. Hold on.
They're not there yet.
I can't type, apparently. Are you free? Oh, he's nearly back. Okay, so we'll give Journey Engine a little bit longer. Okay, in that case, just a quick reminder, could you also go over, as Wolf has done, and put in what your character feels about the darker world? So, how do they feel about wet work? How do they feel about killing people? Drugs and alcohol, how do they feel about that? Trafficking, how do they feel about that? Please remember that we are explicitly removing sex trafficking out of the missions that you will be handling. So, while you are welcome to have your character's thoughts on the subject, it's not something that will come up. And also racism. Please make a note if your character is ascribing to that bullshit or doesn't.
Back again, sorry about that.
No problem. If you guys want to work on that while I work on this with Journey.
Had to deal with my own cybernetics in the form of my stoma bag. Anyway, carry on.
Fair enough. And Wolf has just reminded me that his character, who is the driver, his name has the acronym CAR. I am judging you, Wolf. So, Journey Engine. What is your character's name again?
I have two possibles. This is why I wanted to go last.
What's the name of the character sheet?
I don't know if you have it.
I have all of the character sheets. Just tell me what the name is on it. I have a feeling it's Jeff Grace. Yes, it is. It's Jeff Grace.
Yeah, I don't know why it's given that.
It's a random name that it generates when you create a character sheet. Okay, so we will scroll up. So, what were you thinking of your character's role within the party? Arcane? Street Samurai? Face Tech?
Well, I have two, and I was waiting for the end to see which would fit better with the rest of the team.
Okay.
One who's mostly face magic, sort of can survive a fight, but more about the face.
Avoiding the fight.
And the other one was very much just a street samurai, cyber tech, punchy guy.
Ah, so you would very much be similar vein to Viz's character in that front.
Well, this is why I wanted to go last. So I'm happy to go with the more face character if Viz is doing a more kind of already covered that.
You play what you want to play.
We can be punch buddies.
Mm-hmm. You could
That is
stand.
true.
You could stand either side of a person and punch them at the same time to get maximum crushing force.
This is true. Honestly, I'm leaning more towards the tech guy.
Okay. if you want to play that, you can play that.
And I can have the other one in the background in case I die.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely fair. And yeah, guys, this system, it might not be a bad idea to have a backup idea for a character ready. Not necessarily have them all made, but just have an idea for one, just in case. Because people die in this world. Just a heads up. So you're thinking more of a tech punchy person.
Yes.
Okay. Where were they born?
Curnow, my dear. Cornwall. In the sprawling slums of Redruth. It doesn't need much imagination
It doesn't.
to go from where we are now to the sprawling slums of Redruth in the future.
I mean,
they're just going to be a bit bigger.
Yeah, they'd have to be a lot bigger. I mean, it's Cornwall. The closest thing they have to a city is Truro.
Yeah, but there's
Don't get me wrong.
Redruth and Camborne have kind of sprawled together, and there's a lot of
Okay.
slummy sprawl there.
I should explain for people who don't live in the part of the country which we live in, or live in a different country. Cornwall is basically our equivalent to what would be the American equivalent? Alaska?
It's kind of cross between Alaska and Florida. It's got some of the insanity of Florida, but not all of that.
Yeah.
And it's coastal and warmer than the rest of the country, but it's also cut off and rural, like
it
Alaska.
has one train line,
Yeah.
one train line.
Hey, we got a couple of branch lines.
It has one train line.
So it's like here in Rio.
Interesting.
But yeah, point is, he's from.
He's Cornish.
Redruth in Cornwall.
He's Cornish. Okay.
He is Cornish.
I'll have to make sure there's plenty of pasties available.
Well, the good thing about up there, you see, you got good fish and chips up there because you're near the coast, just like down in Cornwall, my dear.
Mm-hmm. Where was your character raised?
Well, he up until late teenage, he stayed in the slums and was very much a street kid.
Okay.
He goblinized into a troll.
Fair enough.
And then after that, in his late teens, very early 20s, he was basically picked up by a corporate executive to be a personal bodyguard and was upgraded as such.
Okay. Did he get?
He could afford all the upgrades he's got without someone else paying for them.
Did he get an option in this, or was this something that he could not refuse?
He basically, it was the only good job offer he was going to get.
Fair enough.
Coming from where he came from.
And so he was trained. So that answers where your character was raised, and it also answers where your character was trained, because he was trained by those guys, presumably. Why did he have to come to Blackpool? What did you do?
Well, he was actually already up that way anyway, because the executive basically had picked him up on holiday and is actually working was working in the Mersey sprawl, and so
Okay.
my guy moved up to the Mersey sprawl.
Very well.
And corporate bullshit happened, as corporate bullshit does, and so the executive in charge of him died, and because he wasn't technically employed by the company, he was technically employed by the...
He was a freelancer.
Yeah, he was chucked out, and the stuff they made him do beforehand, he really does not like corporations anymore.
Understandable. Okay then. That sounds like a good basis for a character. Anything else you would like to sort out before I start moving on to the next joyous part of it?
The only thing I think worth mentioning in this kind of thing is that to begin with, whilst in the corporate thing, and then later as he escaped corporate thing, he very much got into the punk scene around the Mersey sprawl.
Nice. I approve. There is a big punk scene in the Mersey sprawl. Right. Now, the next part of the game is a little bit complicated. This is the priorities. I'm going to read from the book here because this is not the easiest thing, but it does make sense in the end. With background issues covered, it's time to start slotting in some numbers. The priority system offers a quick and broad stroke method of making your Shadowrunner. The big picture is shaped by your choices on the priority chart. There are 5 priority rows, A to E, and 5 categories to assign priorities. Metatype. You can think of that as species. Attributes. Skills. Magic/resonance, and resources. Give 1 priority to each category, i.e. pick... Excuse me, 1 second. Pardon me, sorry. Pick 1 option in each row and only pick 1 per column. These choices will give you the basic components of your character. Selections don't need to be made in order. Choosing what's most important to you first or least important to you first are equally valid options, and adjustments may need to be made as you progress. We present them in order we have them on the chart, but you can choose them in any order your remarkable heart desires. Here is a rundown of each column of the table. Metatype, and in brackets, adjustment points. Now that you know what you want to do, let's decide on what wrapper you're going to toss on. Shadowrun is a mix of high fantasy and dystopian cyberpunk, the former of which means you've got some race options other than just human. Different metatypes are available at each priority, with a variable number of points to use to buy edge, boost specific attributes for that metatype, and or enhance magic or resonance. Certain metatypes, namely humans and elves, don't appear at the highest priorities. You can get an overview of the metatypes on page 53. Somebody sent something. Let me take a look at what that was.
I just clicked something wrong, sorry.
Okay, fair enough. Overview of the metatypes on page 53. The selection you make here is based not just on the metatypes, but on the accompanying number of adjustment points you will use to increase the values of certain attributes. Adjustment points are used to modify magic/resonance, purchase edge, and enhance the special racial attributes. Each metatype, except for... Didn't they say that already?
Almost
It
certainly.
was except for humans and elves.
Except for humans and elves, has 2 or more attributes that can be outside the base 1 to 6 range. These are special racial attributes, and they can be increased with adjustment points in this column. The edge attribute deserves some special attention. This is the point at which I start crying slightly. Edge can be extremely valuable, helping snatch victory from defeat. Points to increase edge come from here, so take advantage of it. Don't take advantage of it, it's really complicated. For more information on edge and its uses, see page 44. Now, if you do want to choose to invest a lot in edge, you can do so, but just be aware the edge system is a mess. I like the concept of it, but I don't think it's going to work well. I'll go into the specifics of why later, so we don't get bogged down right now, but suffice it to say, I wouldn't overinvest in it right now, okay? Right then, attributes. As described on page 37, attributes fall into 3 different groups: physical, mental, and special. All characters begin with 1 rank in each of their physical and mental attributes without a cost. Baseline attributes range start at 1 and can go up to 6. That range is modified by metatype and or chosen qualities. The metatype attributes table provides the ranges of attributes for each metatype, and the particular qualities of certain metatypes gain as a free bonus. Descriptions of qualities start on page 70. If player characters have a physical or mental attribute adjusted to 0 through magic or some other effect, they collapse, as either their body or mind has lost some critical functioning. They are non-functional until at least 1 rank is restored in that attribute. During character creation, only 1 physical or mental attribute may be at the maximum as modified by metatype and qualities. So basically, let me try and translate this. If you play a troll character and you max out your charisma using your adjustment points somehow, you cannot then use your attribute points to get another stat, say intelligence, up to its maximum. Are people with me on that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't think that applies to magic and resonance.
It does not, no.
This is confusing already.
I know, bear with me. It is a mess, but bear with me. Alright, so the priority table, if you guys want to flip to page 64 of the PDF, you should find it. Yeah, try not to press buttons in the background, folks. So we have a priority table. So, priority table. Priorities A through E. Meta-type adjustment points. So, if we want... I'll read off the priority A line first, just to give people an idea of what the maximum available for each of these is. So, meta-type adjustment points, dwarf, orc and troll, and they all have up to 13 points that can be spent on adjustments. Attributes would be 24, skills would be 32, magic of resonance would be magic 4, aspected 5, magic, mystic adept 4, magic, adept 4 magic, technomancer 4 resonance, and resources 450,000 new yen. When you drop down all the way to E rank, your meta-type options are dwarf, elf, human, orc or troll with only 1 adjustment point, attributes of 2, skills of 10, magic or resonance of mundane, so you have no magical ability, and resources of 8,000. So for each of you, I need you to go through and figure out A, B, C, D and E for each of these. So let's say, I'm just going to pull one out of my ass right now. I want to play a rich asshole. Rich asshole human. There we go. So I'm going to pick A as resources. So I have 450,000 yuan. I don't need any magic, so I'm going to set my E as mundane. And then I've got B, C and D to split between the others. Now I want to play a human, so I can pick either C or D. I'm going to pick D, because I don't need that many adjustment points, so I'll just go with that one. And then I've got B and C to split between attributes and skills. Well, I want my attributes to be high and my skills to be okay, so I'm going to pick B for attributes, which gives me 16, and C for skills, which gives me 20. Are we all on the same page now?
Yeah.
Okay
Yeah.
then. I'm going to go through with each of you and make sure that you're all on the same page as to this. Who would like to go first? Who feels confident that they've already got this sorted?
I do. Although then you said something about edge, which it wouldn't affect my decision, but has made me want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch edge if you can avoid it. It's just going to make things much more complicated.
I can't get to maximum magic without also... Well, I suppose I could put the adjustment points into something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can't take edge. I'm just saying it's going to make things more complicated if people invest a lot of time in edge. Because honestly,
I'm not looking to max it out, but all my adjustment points which didn't go into maxing magic went into edge.
if you've got nothing else to spend it on, doesn't matter. Just
Yeah, that was the case.
I could raise a number of my other skills if I ditched it, if you're just saying I'd rather not touch this with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not saying that we can't use it. I'm just saying it feels like an unnecessary complication.
Yeah, I could need 4 additional points that I could stick somewhere else.
Very well. If you'll want to have a play at that then for a few minutes, and I'll go with somebody else first then.
Well, I'll have the same priorities.
Okay. Well, the priorities you put down is A, attributes, which I believe is 24 points. Yep.
Yeah, 24.
24 for that. Skills is your B, so that's 24 again. Damn. C for your metatype with Elf, with 9 adjustment points.
Yeah.
Your magic is D,
Yep.
and your resources is 8,000. Now be aware, you are going to have to buy some stuff. So you're not going to have any money.
Yeah, I've looked at budget and things, and there's a quality called debt.
Also, I will quickly mention, having played around with the character creation a few times, you can use karma to get extra money.
This is true.
Yeah.
That can be
That's
very
called
useful.
in debt.
My other character that I'm not playing, I gave him 8,000 and was very easily able to equip him with all he needed to at least survive just by the 8,000 and a few extra bits of karma.
Okay. Well, as long as you're sure, we will go over that when you get to it.
Yes, you can convert 1 karma into 5 grand.
Yeah. Also, it looks like Tiabu has already put his ones up as well, so you also want your attributes at A and your resources at B. Interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking of having a lot of resources could be from straight up stealing from the company I ran from. So I think that would be a good explanation.
Okay, so you robbed the company before you left. This has been noted.
Yeah.
Did you steal one of their cars to get away in?
That would not give him that level of money.
No.
He did not steal something fancy. He stole a Mahindra. It's they're not expensive vehicles.
I did not steal a vehicle.
If he stole maybe
If I
20
stole a
vehicles,
If I stole the vehicle, it's a bicycle or something. But no, I didn't steal a car.
stole a bicycle. He stole.
Like one of the
Come
old
on.
Austrian Waffenrads.
You stole
No,
you stole the visiting CEO's bicycle, and then flogged it for 275,000 US.
He ran with the bike back to him. That's how it works.
You ransomed his bike. I love
CEO. Go on.
I love how dumb that idea is. If you want to go with it, sure, we'll roll with that.
You just he ransomed it back to, and you said Mahindra was one of the better companies. So
Yes.
The CEO was too soft to have him killed over it.
Yet.
I don't know. I'm swimming the bike over. Oh, do I?
Maybe
Do I wanna be a masterpiece of shit?
maybe it'll be something that one of his sons trying to prove that he's worthy of taking over the company will do. Oh, I killed that guy who stole your bike. You what? He gave it back.
Do I wanna be? Do I wanna be a masterpiece of shit? Who did this?
It honestly, it kind of works. It's stupid, but it kind of works. I'll allow it as a backstory thing just because it sounds so bullshit.
Are
Do you-
you guys down with this bullshit?
Yeah, this is
I'm
a
on
point.
board.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, if the game doesn't kill you and we don't kill you, maybe Mahindra will kill you.
Or one of his sons.
Just wait till we find out in character that this has happened.
Yep. You have this much money. Oh, also, one other point about resources. You have to spend everything you select. So if you don't spend this money, you lose it.
That's not quite what it says in the book.
Yeah,
They did
no.
have a pretty low limit for cash.
Oh,
you keep in
yes,
hand.
it's like 5 grand, wasn't it?
At 4 grand.
4 grand. You know what? I'll bump that up to 5 just to be a bit nice. So if you've got a remainder of up to 5 grand, you're good. But anything over that is gone.
Okay, then I'm gonna invest that into some funky stuff, I guess.
Yeah, well, you have
I imagine cybernetic implants are expensive.
They
Nice.
are fairly. They're actually in the books as well if you want to have a look through, but we'll go over shopping later. As I say, I'm not expecting to get everything done this week, because we will not get everything done this week. Okay, so, right. Okay, so you've gone for B for resources, fair enough. C for skills, which gets you 20, which is pretty good. Metatype Orc D, which gives you 4 adjustment points, very well. And Resonance of E, so you are mundane, you have no magical ability. Okay?
Yeah.
Viz Kanoya. Your priorities are A for resources. Ah, somebody is rich. Is this because you want all your cybernetic implants?
Yes.
Very
and
good.
also, I had money for medication.
You can only keep up to 5 grand, but you could buy a bunch of products and then flog them later.
There you go.
Or just buy a huge ton of medication.
I will also say this. For the initial character creation, I am charging book prices for things.
Oh, but things you've mentioned, like firearms, would be more expensive to try and get later.
Yep, and people who are coming from outside the UK, that might be something worth doing, but it does mean that you are a gun runner.
Does anyone here even have them? Like, specialty firearms?
Nope.
I'm considering putting a single point in firearms, which would take my dice pool to 7.
I have specialty in rifles, but I already I've got I've got the money to be able to get a
Yep.
AK-97.
But as I say, from the books, for character creation, we're going with the book prices because we are just going with character creation stuff. Once you get into the game, the prices will be significantly higher for certain items, firearms and ammunition. So, resources is your A, skills is your B. Good, 24. That sounds pretty good. Attributes is C, which is 12 points. Okay. Metatype D. What metatype were you going with? Vizcanoia.
Sorry, I forgot I was not on voice. I said elf.
Elf. Very well. Okay, and your final one is magic resonance. So you're not a magic boy. Well, you're not a magic girl.
No.
Good. Then we have Wolf, who's gone with A for attributes. That makes sense. B for resources. Again, that makes sense. But again, don't forget any remainder. It can be no more than 5 grand. D for skills, which is that's pretty good. And E for magical resonance. I'm spotting a theme with this party.
You missed metatype for Wolf.
Oh yes, your metatype is C. So what species were you going with? What metatype are you going with, Wolf? Dwarf. Okay.
What is that theme you are seeing?
Pardon?
What is that theme you're seeing? We all have attributes on top, is that the theme?
I mean, a lot of people do have attributes on top, but no, the theme I was seeing is nobody has any fucking magic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Except me.
Except you. Actually, Ferret has some magic as well, but it's only low level. So, anyway, up next we have Diablo, who has gone with attributes A. Yep, that makes sense to me. Metatype B. What species are you going with, Diablo?
Troll.
Troll. Excellent. Then we have magical resonance C. Ah, you've gone for a bit of magic. Okay. That makes sense. Skills D, so not particularly skilled, and resources E, so you have no money.
As it should.
Very good. Next up we have Journey Engine, who's put A in resources because rich bitch.
Well, my corporate overlord was.
Yeah. B for attributes, which, yep, that makes sense. C for abilities, that... What do you mean abilities?
Sorry, skills.
Skills, okay, that makes sense.
In the character creator, it's called abilities, apologies.
Okay. Metatype is D, which is going to be which one?
Formorian Troll.
Okay. And magic is mundane. Excellent. And Ferret has gone for A for skills.
Quick correction. I accidentally put A for attribute again
Oops. Fair enough.
at the bottom.
Yep. Don't worry.
Because I didn't see the A because it put it all weird in the chat.
Yeah. So we've got A for skills, B for attributes. Okay. C for resources. So pretty respectable. D for your meta type. What meta type are you going with?
Well, technically I'm going for Orc, but I'm going for the Japanese variant of Orc, which is called Oni.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. E for magic. Okay. Very well. You're purchasing magic as a stat with your attribute points from meta type spells and spells with karma. Okay, fair enough, Discordia. I believe that is allowed under the way the system works.
Just a quick question.
Hit me.
Where in the books are the variants?
The variants, I don't think are in the standard book.
Yeah,
which one is the Onion?
It's in Ingentis Athletes, I think it's
Yeah.
pronounced, which is basically just troll.
Yeah, I think
focused.
it's Ingentus Athletus, so it's like the species name.
No, it's actually athletes. They
Oh, it
have
is athletes.
examples of athletes. There's a Cyclops, a Formorian, a Giant, and a Minotaur athlete. Why athletes? I do not know. But
Fair
it
enough.
includes the rules for subtypes. But for some reason, those are the only ones currently statted out.
Weird.
Because there are other subtypes for dwarves, elves, humans, and orcs, but yeah, I don't know.
From what I read on Oni, they just, for stats, like base stats, they just share it with the Orc. The only thing that they really have different is that they have a different skin pigmentation.
Yeah. And slightly different teeth, if I remember rightly. They've got a slightly more exaggerated set of teeth.
No, they still have teeth. The other differences are their ears are more elf-like, and they have like horns.
Ah, that was it. Right then. Okay, let me just check then. Is that everybody? Cool. So, it sounds like everybody's got the basics down. Now, let's make sure that those fit into your character sheets. Jenny, I'm going to use your one as a basis for this for a second. Just
Okay.
so I can take a look. Now, I believe these all slot into the core area for most of this. Yeah. So, your attributes. Yeah. So, if you would like to go to your character sheets, everybody.
Yeah.
And then go to core on the top menu, the black menu towards the top with buttons on them. And then go to attributes on the second box down on the left hand side. You should be able to put your attributes in there. I believe that's the correct place. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that.
I don't know.
There's an attributes tab where I put them there.
Where's your what's your character name again? Could people put their could people put their player name next to their character name so I know whose is whose? Because at the moment it's just it's indecipherable.
Yeah, mine has mine in it.
I'm not seeing yours.
Yeah,
Do you
on
not
the
see
character.
Discordia's placeholder character? Oh, sorry, I accidentally must have changed it back. Let me change.
I just realised I've got to convert all this stuff.
Oh boy, I'll go build it.
Okay, so I'll go through these ones and try to remember how this goes in, because it has been a while. Okay, so body is your
Constitution.
yeah, constitution is probably the best model for it. It's your health and general toughness, for lack of a better term. Agility is nice and obvious. That's equivalent to dexterity in D&D. Well, kind of, because there's also reaction, which is more about your reflexes. So it's somebody throws a knife at you and you catch it. That's more your reaction than your agility.
Agility covers a lot of things, including
It does.
athleticism.
It does. It's a real mess, this system. Alright, strength. That should be nice and obvious what strength covers. Willpower, logic, intuition, charisma, and edge. Now, we have a table. This game loves its tables. Which shows you what your maximum attributes are. Now, I should go through each and every one of your character sheets one at a time, really, to do this. So I'm going to start with Ash/Gearhead, who hasn't put their name at the end of the thing.
By the way, would it be more helpful for you if I sent you the PDF of the character sheet I've made with the character creator?
Not really. I mean, I'm trying to do this for everybody, so
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm going to have to walk people through it. So if you could just tell me what it says on that, and I can put it over.
Yep.
Cool. So, well, since you've already got a lot of this planned out, would you like to list off your attributes one by one, and let's make sure that they are correct. Now, what did you put your attributes as? What was your B?
Yeah.
So, your attribute points are 16. So you have 16 points to put into these categories here. Body, agility, reaction, strength, willpower, logic, intuition, charisma, and edge. So, what did you put in for body?
4.
Cool. Now, what was your meta type again?
Troll.
So as a troll, your maximum body is 9. So, yep, you are absolutely fine there. Agility?
4. Wait, no, 3. Sorry. It's... because it's... Wait, no, it... Sorry. Body is 5.
Okay.
The character creator, for some reason, starts off... We all have 1 in everything, so I was sort of...
That is normal. You start off with 1 in everything.
So, yes, I have 5 in body and 4 in agility, not...
Okay. What... Let me just double check that is within. Racial qualities troll. The maximum for that is 5. Yep. Reaction. The maximum is 6. So what did you
it's
get?
at 6.
Okay, so that is your maximum stat. You can only have 1 of those. Okay?
That's fine.
Your strength.
4.
Okay, and the maximum of that would be 9, so you are well below that. Willpower.
1.
Oh boy. Okay. Logic.
1.
Oh boy. Intuition.
3. I
Okay.
may change it for being intuition being 2 and adding either
You are
logic or
more
willpower.
than welcome to twiddle these
But
around.
Currently, it's a 3.
Okay. Charisma.
3.
Okay. Edge.
2.
2. Now I believe all of those are well under the max. Yep, they're all well under the max for you. So let's make sure they add up to 16 plus 1 for each of them. So let me calculate
Should
this
also
out.
include the 4 from the racial.
Hold on, let me just double check that. Oh yes, the 4 points from your yeah.
Yeah.
So that is 5 plus 4, so that is 10. No, sorry, 5 plus 4. That is not 10, that is 9. But I'll add willpower to make it 10, so it's easier to remember. 6 and 4, that's 20. So that's all of your points. But I have included the extra 1 for each of them, so I need to take that off at the end. Okay. Logic, that adds another one, so that's 21. Plus that's 24. Plus that's 27. Plus that is 29. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 20. And you had... Yep, that is correct. Because yours was 16 plus the 4 points from the other one. So that is good. That is excellent. In that case, I'm going to move on to the next person. Who would like to go next?
I'd like to go next.
Okay. Tiabu. I have your character sheet minimised for some reason. Let me bring that up. Okay.
Quite sure what
So, let's go through how many points you have first of all, so I don't lose track of these. I
Yeah.
wish I had a notepad file open, actually. That would make sense. So, how many attribute points do you have left as attribute adjustments?
I took attributes on A, so I have quite a lot of them. I have 24.
Okay. And how many racial points did you have from the metatype list?
I'm not sure. Where do you see that?
Okay, if we go back to your list, you selected your metatype as... Where is your list?
Racial
Ah.
metatype as B, so probably not enough.
No, it isn't. Your metatype is D.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said B.
No, it's D.
Okay, D. So 4 points, same as Journey. So you have a grand total of 28 points to put into these skills. Now, none of these skills can be above the Orcish maximums. So I'm going to go over and list off what those maximums are for you. I suggest you write these down.
I have the list for the maximums next to me, actually.
Okay, so I'll read this out for the benefit of other people. Racial qualities... Oh, sorry. Orc, 1 to 8 for body. Agility, 1 to 6. Reaction, 1 to 6. Strength, 1 to 8. Willpower, 1 to 6. Logic, 1 to 6. Intuition, 1 to 6. Charisma, 1 to 5. Edge, 1 to 6. So, let's distribute these points between your various ones. Now, you've already put body at 3.
I
So,
want to make them also very, yeah, I was thinking putting body at least at 3.
okay,
Maybe I'll raise it later, but for now,
that's absolutely fine.
I want to have some defense.
That's absolutely
though-
fine. That's absolutely fine. So now we add on the extra 3 you've put into charisma, so that gets us to 5. So, I recommend you put something into agility, reaction, and strength. Doesn't have to be
Is
much,
agi-
but something into each would be a good idea.
Is agility good for technical checks where you like interact with technology?
That's more along the lines of logic.
Cool, because I feel like as someone who's gonna, I feel like my character would need to be pretty good at tech, considering I'm going mostly for.
But
Yeah,
also,
that's-
you probably need to be fairly good at running from the sounds of what your character has gotten up to in the past.
Absolutely, I will need to be good at running and at biking.
Okay, in that case, Wolf, can you remind me what piloting is based off of? Because I must admit my mind just blanked on that. Reaction. So yes, I would recommend you put at least some into your reaction then.
Action, okay. I will make myself really good at that. I will make the maximum 5, so put at least a 4 into it for now. I don't know if I want to be my highest score, but we'll see.
Okay, so you've used 8 of your 28 points. I remind you, you have a lot of points. Don't be afraid to go high.
Yeah, agility is for what's that?
Speed and various other things.
Speed. Okay, then being good at running would also be nice. So put at least let's put a 5 into it, because at 6 is my maximum here.
You're up to 12
Exactly.
points used now.
Okay. Strength. I don't really need to be strong at all. This one can have a 2, I think.
Okay, so you're just putting 1 point into it. That's
I want to
fair.
be a very average person.
Okay.
I assume 2 is around the average.
I mean, for an orc, it's probably quite low.
I'll think about putting more into it later.
Mhm. I mean, you're going to
willpower.
need more into your more tech skills anyway, so
Yeah, what was willpower meant to do?
that's more for casting, as is. Well, it depends on what you're doing, really. But yeah, if you're putting stuff into logic and intuition, that's logic is going to help you more with your tech side of things.
Okay, I think I don't know. Maybe I'll put logic on the at the top with 6. I'm not sure.
Logic for trolls, I believe, is 5. No, it is
I'm an
6.
orc.
It is.
I'm an orc.
It is 6 anyway for orcs. I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was
Okay.
lower than that, but nope.
Do I wanna put? This is the 6. I guess it would be nice if my contraptions actually work. So I will make it with my maximum. for now.
Okay, so you're putting 5 points into that, so that takes it up to 18 points spent.
What I put? The intuition is what exactly?
Intuition is reading other people more than anything else.
Okay. This. I feel like for the kind of character I'm playing, I need to be completely immune to reading people or something. I don't know.
You could leave it at 1 if you want to be utterly useless at reading other people.
I feel like would fit with my backstory, but it would be very bad for the rest of the party.
I mean, the rest of the party can probably compensate for your...
Was-
Yes.
Were you still hoping to do some kind of face-related
Yeah.
thing?
If you are hoping to be the face, though, no. No. Please, no.
He thinks he's the face. He
I
only
put-
thinks he's the face.
I put 3 points into it, so
Okay.
I have some reading.
So that gets you up to 20. You still have 8 points to spend.
Okay. Can I put more points into agility? Putting another one up to 6?
I believe your max is 6, so I believe you
Yeah,
can
but-
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but
Yep, your max is 6 for agility.
okay.
So you can bump that up to that if you wish.
For reaction, I will bump another one up to 5.
Okay. Actually, no, you can't bump your agility up to 6 because you already have one of your stats is maxed out. So
Okay,
you,
I can only max one out. Okay.
yeah, you could put your reaction up to 5 though. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
And then I will, I guess, my charisma is already in 4, which is pretty good. I will. Does it at all matter if I have good strength?
I mean, you'd be
That's-
able to carry more stuff.
Yeah, that's half the benefit. I'll put some more into body. I have how many? 6 left.
I think you have 7 left, I believe.
Okay, I put my max thing here is 8, so I'll put a 7 here. So that's 4 plus that's 4 minus 4. So I have 3 left, I think now.
Okay.
I'm tanky now.
This might explain how
Yes.
he's lived this long. Its carrying capacity is willpower plus strength, so if you want to put something in your willpower, that might not be a bad idea.
Okay. Then
I am regretting having a willpower of 1 now.
what's how many points do I have left?
At 3.
I put 1 into here.
I
And two
believe
into
it's 3,
strength.
I will double check.
This looks fine, right?
Damn it.
1 into there and 2 into strength. Okay, so that is... Okay, let me just calculate this out, because my brain just shut down, so it's... Why am I not using a calculator? Why am I doing this manually? I can just do this, use a calculator. Why am I an idiot? 7
I'm gonna
plus
I'm gonna
5,
survive my explosions with my body. Nice.
possibly.
You haven't been using a calculator this whole time?
No.
Big brain.
No.
Running total.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. Right, so that comes to 37. That can't be right. Oh, wait, yeah, it's got to take off the extra points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So minus 9. So that should come to 28, and it does. Congratulations.
This
Your-
character is actually pretty balanced. Can do a lot of stuff, and especially tank a bunch of stuff. That's good.
Okay, I'm happy with that for now, so we'll put that away for now. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Ferret.
Actually, it's getting to
Oh,
10 o'clock.
it is 10 o'clock. Guys, should we take a break here? Before we get to Ferret's one. And we will pick this up in about, shall we say, 5 minutes?
Sounds good.
Okay.
For me.
In that case, folks, I'm going to put you guys on a break. We will be back in about 5 minutes or so. Hope you're enjoying. Somebody better, because we're all suffering. It's painful. It's horrible. Actually, it's not too bad so far. Right.
Also, you can get some bike statue karma. If people have karma.
We'll worry about that later. So, folks, we're going to take a break. We will see you guys in 5 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. Or do. It's entirely up to you. And I'll put some music on while we are... I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'll put some music on while we're away. He says, and then can't find the music.
Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein.
I return to you. This music is very loud for me. Shush, 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 German singing. There. Right, where were we? Wow, I was way quicker than I expected. Okay. I return for our sins. Right. I see people are making tokens now.
Sadly, there's no bicycle for Hero Forge, so yeah.
That is an interesting and bold colour choice.
Yeah.
Right. I don't really know how to respond to this. Welcome back, everybody. This is Shadowrun Blackpool. We're not all back yet, so we're not fully finished the break, but I think we'll get back into the character creation. For anybody who missed the start of the stream, we're just doing character creation tonight. We're not actually running the game, because the game's not ready yet. And also we need to have characters before people can actually play, otherwise, well, it just becomes me reading out lore. Which is fascinating, but there's videos on YouTube if you want that. So, we shall go back to the game. And that really is a hideous colour combination.
The original idea was to make them kind of the color of the transgender flag, but
Oh, right.
it turned out more like a clown. which is fine by me.
It kind of fits how your character is, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that outfit choice is... Jesus Christ.
Be gay, do crime, that's to live by.
You put tattoos on it.
Yes! Yes, I did. And lipstick.
It tracks.
Yeah, it tracks, yeah.
I love this. Hero Forge is great.
It is great. I do love Hero Forge. I actually made a character the other night on it for a game I played yesterday, which actually went pretty well. In fact, I'll link that in chat for people if people want to see it. Red Rabbit, I called him, because his name's Red, and he likes the colour red, and he's a rabbit man. So, is everybody back? I was about to say sound off if you're not yet back, and then I realised the problem with that fucking suggestion. There's a flaw in my logic here. So instead I'm going to ask people to sound off. Diablo, are you back? That's a no. Discordia.
Yep.
Journey.
Hello.
Ferret.
Hello.
Tiaboo. I've just been speaking to you, of course you're here. Viz, I believe you were here.
I am indeed here.
Wolf, are you with us? That certainly sounds like it. Okay, Wolf denies being here, which, to be honest, we probably all will be doing by the end of the night, considering what a clusterfuck this is going to end up becoming. Right then, who... I believe it was you, Ferret, was up next.
Yes.
Cool, let me just get my calculator up. So, remind me what your meta type was again.
It was D metatype orc.
Okay, so you've got 4 points to spend. And what was your attributes?
B.
B. So you have 16 plus 4. So you have 22. No, sorry, 20 points to spend. Okay then. Let's bring up your character sheet, which is... Ferret, there we go. Shadowrun 6th World, attributes. Okay, so let me calculate these as we go. Now, remind me again, what was your character's specialty? Because my brain's blanked.
They were focusing more on skills in melee.
Okay, so you probably want some good strength, because melee is mostly strength based.
I think it's just fists and weapons use agility.
Oh, you're right, shit, sorry.
It seems
Excuse
to
me.
only be useful for punching things.
I mean, and carrying things.
No, that's body.
No, that's strength.
Lift/carry weight is body plus willpower.
Oh. I thought it was strength plus willpower.
Yeah, I said that and then I went and checked.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, the people who made this are insane.
On the plus side, if you're using strength to add to your damage, you can eclipse any regular weapon.
True. So, Ferret, I would put some into your body and your agility then. Maybe we'll talk about that later as an option, Tiaboo. Make a note, never talk to Tiaboo again. Okay. So, where were we? Ferret. Orc. So your max is 8 for body, 6 for agility, 6 for reaction, 8 for strength, 6 for willpower, 6 for logic, 6 for intuition, 5 for charisma, and 6 for edge. So, oh, we're already slotting them in. I'll keep a running total then. he says, and then can't actually remember how to keep a fucking running total. If you're saying anything, Ferret, we can't hear you at the moment.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to, like, narrate what I was doing.
I don't mind if you want to give us a rough idea of what you're thinking.
I'm kind of putting this kind of, since she was private security, I'm kind of building off her starting stats as what probably security would probably have focused on.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I've already used up all my points. How many have you?
I currently have you at 22 points, but that's including points from the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're 18 points so far.
Wait, I have 18 points left?
No, you have used 18 points, sorry.
Okay.
So you have 2 points left.
I will put that in charisma.
Okay. Okay, so body 3, agility 4, reaction 5, strength 1, willpower 1, logic 1, intuition 5, charisma 3, edge 1. And that's the football scores for...
No, for that it would have to be agility 3, reaction 1.
Yeah, that's true. Are you happy with that, Ferret?
Yes, I'm satisfied with it.
Excellent. In that case, I shall move... Fuck off, moth! Sorry, there's a moth that decided to fly into me and then into the computer screen, and then just sort of drift off to the ceiling.
Yeah, I've had those.
It's like, I'm lost! I can't figure out where I am! Ooh, lamp!
Also, I can't resist. Willpower 2, Manchester City, 0.
Uh-huh. Right. Who was up next? Who would like to go next?
I'll go
Okay.
next.
Which one of you two would like to go next?
Yeah, it's good. I can go next.
Alright.
Didn't we... Did we do yours already? Yeah, we did yours already, didn't we?
Did we?
No, we didn't. We discussed it. That was it. That's why I'm thinking about it. Right, let me just make sure that this is the correct number. So 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5. 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 9. So that's 28 points. Now, what did you pick for your attribute score?
My attribute score gets me 24.
Okay, so A.
Edge has 4 of those points for edge have come from my meta type.
Okay.
So that's the 28 you're seeing. The other 5 from my 9 points of meta type went into magic to bring it up to 6. I got
Okay.
1 from priority D magic.
Okay.
The thing in a running total is in the chat.
Hold on. So, how many did you have left for magic, sorry?
Magic I paid for entirely out of my meta type. So it begins with 1, which I take from having priority D magic, so that gets me 1.
Yes.
And I spend 5 of the 9 to bring that up to 6 out of 6. I put the remaining 4 into edge. And
Right.
all of my
Yep.
other attributes
I'm with you now.
are
I'm
the
with you now.
24 points spent from having priority A.
I got it. Sorry, I'd misinterpreted which level of the meta type you had.
There's a full breakdown in the chat.
Okay. In that case, I believe that we are good for the next person. So, Diablo, did you want to go next?
Yeah, go next.
Okay, so what was your what was your goal character-wise for this one? What sort of skills were you looking for? Sorry, magic,
What's the magic? Physical adept.
physical adept. Okay, so you want good strength. And what was your meta type again?
Troll.
What level troll? Sorry, A, B, C, D.
I just put a B.
Okay, so 11 points. And what was your attributes?
A, so 24.
24.
Oh my god. So, to be clear, you have 35 points to spend right now. And you've already got... What did you put for your magic, sorry?
I put my magic. I put also 6.
How?
Here's the thing, I don't know. I used entirely the distribution thing, the meta type.
Okay, right, let's go through this again. So, what priority did you put for magic?
My
C.
priority C.
Okay, so your priority is C, which means that you get magic 2. Or 2
Okay.
magic.
Sorry, can I just ask, were you going as a full caster, or were you an aspected individual?
Mostly punch.
I believe it's physical adept, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can't cast spells, but he can use the adept abilities.
I think that makes... He might have 3 then, if he's, only
No.
use one thing.
No.
That is a aspect.
Oh, that's specifically conjuring sorcery enchantment. Is that aspect? Okay, my mistake. Sorry.
Right.
Where do I put magic again? Here?
We are not worried about that right now. We're just doing the attributes.
Okay.
Okay. So, 35 points to distribute between your various slots here. And what species were you? Sorry, my brain just blanked. Troll?
Troll.
Troll. And you would... okay, so... Right. You're definitely going to want your strength as high as you can put it. And the maximum strength for a troll
It's 9.
is 9. Are you going to put your strength to 9?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh boy, another talk.
Punch.
No.
Okay.
This is special.
I would put at least some into your agility and reaction. You
Yeah.
will have more points to spend, after all.
I put 3 into agility, which brings to 4, and 4 into reaction, brings to 5.
Okay. Okay, we've used 18 minus 3, so 15 so far. Sorry.
And my body is 8.
Okay. That's just under your max, so that's good.
Willpower is 4.
More powerful. Cool. That seems fine to me.
Logic, intuition, and charisma are all 3.
Okay, so 3 plus 3.
And my edge is 0.
Your edge is not 0, it's 1.
Edge 1, I didn't put anything to edge.
Right then, let me make sure that my math is correct here. I think you still have points to spend. You've spent 30 points.
If it was 35, I think he said he put 5 of them into magic.
Ah, that explains it. So, let's go check where magic is on this character sheet so we don't lose track of that. Here we go. If we go up to the magic tab, it's...
Magic is still on the attributes.
Is it? Where is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
weirdly placed to the right.
Okay. This is such a mess.
Yeah, it's weird because initiative is in the same row for some reason.
But you can't put numbers in there unless it's...
You can put numbers on the left. There are 2 boxes.
Oh,
I
it's the
think
one
it's
down
fixed
there.
in the left-hand box.
Okay, so you've put 5 in there? Is that it? I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
easy done. Okay, so... Oh, it's because the... Yeah, right, I get it now. I get why they've done it this way. It's terrible, but I get why they've done it this way. That does not look right. No, that doesn't look right. Discordia, could you put a screenshot of what you're seeing from your shot? I think I might have something wrong here.
You just want where I've put the magic value in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have a theory that it might not be the right place.
It's more obvious if you click the hammer and wrench.
Yeah, that might be... Nope.
Nope.
That doesn't help.
Do you want this in Discord or in the chat?
Yes, in Discord, please. I won't be able to see if you put links in chat. Yeah, you have a different layout to me. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's different layout than what's here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird.
Oh, good. The character sheets change. Great. Great. How the fuck do I access that?
If I click the tongs and the wrench and the hammer, it becomes a lot more obvious where it is.
Nope. That doesn't exist. There is no magic resonance slot for him.
That is odd.
It is
Wait.
very odd.
He's taken magic.
Oh, you didn't select. There's like a toggle for if your character is awakened.
You're right. Where is that toggle? Is that on the options page? Awakens. There we go. There we go. That's why we couldn't find it. Now we have found it.
Actually, my magic is 6 because I put 4 into magic. And start with 2.
Okay, so 6. Actually, should it be 2 plus? No, it
2
is.
plus 4 is 6.
Yeah, no, I meant on the character sheet. Does it actually have them separated out, or
Oh, good point. That means
it
you've got
isn't
one more
because
point to spend.
it divides stuff. So now it's There we go. It's now done. There we go. That was a mess. Wolf, could you not say that in the middle of the sorting this out? Right. Okay, so we got Diablo sorted. Finally.
Actually, I think if he added 4 to a base of 2, then he has 1 more point. Because he had 30 spent before, and I said he added 5 to his magic to bring it up.
You
But if
are
he's only added 4,
correct.
he's got 1 left.
You have 1 point left.
Wow. They
Yep.
can
You
do
you
it.
got a lot of fucking points.
Well, then I guess my willpower will go to 5.
Yep, that should be fine. Cool. Right then, who would like to go next? Sudden silence.
Well, who's done?
Hold on.
At least to my skills, but we're not there yet. Okay.
I think I have my shit together,
Okay.
so we can take a look at that together.
Oh, Wolf has just put his ones in. Do you mind if I quickly run over his ones for him?
Go for it.
Because I think he's got everything already sorted, but I just want to double check his numbers. So we've got Meta-type Dwarf, 9 points, Body 2, Strength 2. Yeah, that looks good. Let me just double check the numbers. So 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 2 comes to a grand total of 42. 42 minus 9, 33. That. So 24 plus 9. Minus 9 again, so that should be 24. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so Wolf, your one does make sense. Vizcanoia then. So, you wanted to play a... what?
It's the way I was thinking is probably a hybrid between the street samurai and the tech specialist.
Okay, so we want to have at least something into our agility and... if you're going tech, probably logic is going to be your big ones. Also, I'm putting numbers into the first box rather than the second box. Because otherwise I don't think it works properly.
Okay, so I can slide those all over once we have this figured out to put them into the correct box on the left, but the right side is just to show the points I was using.
Okay, fair enough. Right then, what was your meta-type modifier? Sorry?
I was elf on metatype D.
So 4 points from that, so got 4. And what was your attributes?
C.
C, which is 12, so 16 to spend.
Right.
So,
I can slide my numbers around.
yeah, let me just add up what you've currently got. Let me just type in the numbers you've currently got. Sorry, I initially started out by typing 13 rather than 1 plus 3. Brain. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that's 16 points. I would recommend putting some more into logic if you want to have any tech abilities. And yeah, as Wolf says, I think the second slot is for temporary ones, like equipment and shit.
Got it. I can slide those over here in a
Yep,
second.
no problem.
So, out of what I have here, what would you recommend that I keep so I don't screw myself over while trying to raise the logic?
Reaction is not a bad idea. Agility is not a bad idea. Strength isn't quite so important for you, because if you're going with... What weapon were you using, sorry?
If I recall right, I was supposed to be punch face.
Oh, in that case, yeah, strength is more important. In which case, you can probably tone down your reaction a little bit.
So by a little bit, do we mean like drop this to a 2 and then bump my logic up by that?
Yeah, that gives you a better balance for it, I feel.
Okay. I think that would be it because I don't have to worry about logic because I'm not using it.
Very well. That looks good to me. Okay. In that case, I think that's everything we need for you for now. Who is left? Who still needs to have their points set up? Is everybody done?
I think that's everybody.
Okay. Let me just go back to my sheet then. Magical resonance skills. Skills! Now it's time to define what you can do, at least do well. Skills are used to perform any and all challenging actions, or even simple simple actions when under duress in the world of Shadowrun. Consider what your chosen place in the team requires, and then consider some of your character's broader history when considering where to put your points. Just see what this is.
So there are other skills.
So, if we bring up a character sheet, I'm going to start with who would be willing to go first?
I volunteer.
Okay. Let's go to your character sheet. Cool. So,
Also,
go ahead.
questions. My first time using Roll20.
Yes.
Why the hell does it keep doing checks in the chat? I'm not doing anything as far as I'm aware, but it's like...
If you
rolling
click
things.
the button, or in fact, let me have a look at which one you just did. You pressed agility. So you probably hit the agility button. So if you hover over the word agility, it turned into a button.
It was actually probably under skilled use, under unskilled skill use. Because
Oh.
I clicked that before because I thought it was a drop-down menu, so I can check to see if they actually had
Yeah.
anything on it.
You're
and
right.
It actually just turned out to be a button.
You're right. That is exactly where it is. So, skills. Skills are at the bottom of your character sheet. There is a list of them. You'll notice it is completely empty. This is because we, us two right now, discuss what your skills are.
Okay, but I see my options.
There isn't really specific options. It's more that you pick what you want. There are some basic ones they list off, like astral, athletics, biotech, close combat, con, conjuring, cracking, electronics, enchanting, engineering, exotic weapons, firearms, influence, outdoors, perception, piloting, sorcery, stealth, tasking.
Okay, what does I take it engineering is,
You could
Is
put
there-
engineering in there if you so wish. Wolf, if you have anyone you want to fill in, you are welcome to do so, but we can discuss them once we get to you.
okay, so what do we
Now,
have here?
how many
Three.
skills did you select from your priority?
In priority, I selected skills as this block. I selected skills as C, so I have quite a lot.
You have 20. Now,
Yeah.
let's go through the explanation here. So, during character creation, skills can be purchased up to a rank 6, 7 with aptitude quality. Only one skill can be put at that maximum level, 6 or 7. During gameplay, those skills can reach 9, 10 with the aptitude quality. Skill points from your priority table are spent on a 1-for-1 basis. Each point spent adds a rank to that selected skill. Descriptions and rules for what is covered by each skill is located in the Skills chapter, page 92. You can also select specializations, see page 92 for description, in character creation. When using a priority chart, a specialization costs the same as one rank of a skill. You cannot acquire more than one specialization in a skill at character creation. You cannot acquire an expertise. So, if we go to the...
Say I start off with the engineering skill, I get to put with logic. I can take it as that.
Give me a second. I'm going to the skills page to see if there's anything useful here first. So, there is actually a skill list, which is Astral, Athletics, Biotech, Close Combat, Con, Conjuring, Cracking, Electronics, Enchanting, Engineering, Exotic Weapons, Firearms, Influence, Outdoors, Perception, Piloting, Sorcery, Stealth, and Tasking.
I do wonder what tasking does.
Now, if you give me a minute, I can actually go over them. So you want to have a list for... where is the tasking? Compiling, decompiling, registering. Untrained, no. Linked attribute, resonance. This is the skill technomancers use to do various technomancer activities. You're not a technomancer. Leave it alone.
So as a rigor or something, it doesn't matter.
Yes. As a rigger, you would want piloting.
We'll take that. What do I put? Do I put specialization and...
No. Specialization is a different thing, if you remember.
Piloting.
So, how many points do you want to put into this? Bearing in mind that there is already a pilot on the team.
Not full, not maximum. Like it's, I think 5 is almost maximum.
5 is a big chunk, yeah. And you have 20 points to spend.
Well, I guess I will put 5 points into this. Did I put it on a mod?
No, you put... Oh, yeah, in the mod, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait, actually...
No, you don't. You put
it's
it in
not.
the... It's in the other box. I found that out a moment ago.
So
Yeah.
put it under RPG, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so just here the 5, and that's it.
Okay, and there you go. You now have your piloting.
Do I get to specialize in anything?
Hold on. I have to now go back to the previous page, which is a different page entirely. So, you can also select specializations for in character creation. When using the priority chart, a specialization costs the same as 1 rank of a skill. You cannot acquire more than 1 specialization in a skill at character creation, and you cannot acquire expertise. So, specializations for piloting. If you give me a moment.
I'm really glad you read that out for me because I had completely misunderstood it. I thought you'd only have 1 specialization, period.
No, just in a particular skill. So,
Specializing in a bunch of stuff.
So, piloting, you would have specializations groundcraft, aircraft, or watercraft. However, I do realise that you probably want the engineering skill more than the piloting one. Piloting is still useful for you, but maybe consider making it a lower level.
Yeah, okay, I'll put it on 4, I guess.
I mean, if you want to put 4 points into it, you can, but I recommend you put your engineering at max then.
Yeah, I put my engineering on absolute max. This is a... Yes. What
Okay.
exactly does engineering entail?
So, engineering includes aeronautics, armour, automotive mechanic, demolitions, gunnery, industrial mechanic, lockpicking, nautical mechanic. Basically, engineering is... I'll read it out here. Secondary linked attributes, intuition for jerry-rigging, agility for lockpicking. Engineering is about making things do the things that you want them to do, making cars move, planes fly, boats float, and machines spin and roar so that they can achieve whatever purpose they were built for.
I feel like this car engineering, mechanical engineering, this car stuff would fit my character because of the backstory, and it could also help if our stuff ever breaks down.
So that would be automotive mechanic, but don't forget, Wolf has already got a lot of this stuff as well. But it would make sense for you to have the mechanic skill higher than him because you've got the pilot, because he's got the piloting.
Why does he have automotive engineering?
He has.
My character has automotive mechanics.
Yeah, so we have multiple automotive mechanics in the party.
Wow. Okay. It makes sense. Maybe I should put my stuff into industrial then, so that we have more.
Yeah, you could be. You were more on the manufacturing side rather than the.
What will industrial benefit me? How will industrial benefit me?
Industrial mechanics would be allowing you to interact with industrial machinery. Like, say, if you were sent into a factory to shut down production, you would know ways of doing that, other than bombs.
That fits my sabotage boy actually so well. I'm taking
Yes.
the industrial.
Yeah, you would know ways other than bombs to do it. So, just saying, you know where to throw the. You know where to throw the sabots.
So 6 is the maximum, correct?
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
So
I've
you've
also
spent
specialised in-
10 points so far.
And so, do I go into groundcraft here?
So hold on. You have spent 4 points on that one, and you're spending 7 points here. So you have spent 11 points so far of your 20.
Okay, cool. I should also maybe put some
You
into athletics, probably.
Wanted
because,
to do some facey stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll put some into athletics so I can actually
Okay.
navigate difficult terrain, like maybe roller coaster
Okay,
routes or
so
something.
athletics includes archery, climbing, flying, gymnastics, sprinting, swimming, and throwing. Its primary linked attribute is agility. It is about physical grace and prowess, which is a combination of a number of factors: strength, speed, quickness, nimbleness, and so on. More than that, it is the ability to coordinate all those qualities together, to draw on your abilities to meet whatever situation demands. As a skill with a variety of uses, it can be employed in different ways. It is used in sprint tests and dodge actions. It is an attack skill for thrown weapons. In general, it can be paired with agility to express a certain fluidity of movement, but it can also be linked to strength for tests when sheer muscle power is needed. These tests are often simple tests, full defense being an exception. Diving and free-falling are covered with this skill. Beyond these guidelines, there are a few specific athletics tests listed below. So, what have we got? Climbing, escaping, swimming. Yeah, there you
What escaping is its own skill.
go. Yes.
Climbing or escaping.
Just want to quickly mention, each time you take a specialisation, that is a point
Yes.
of your things. You can if you want, but for example with mine, I have taken athletics, but I have not taken a specialisation because it just gives me a
Correct.
little bit of bonus in everything,
Okay, fair
but
enough.
not necessarily
Yeah.
a specialisation.
So
You
how
can
many-
if you want. I'm not saying don't, but I'm just saying keeping your options open.
How many RPG points do I still have left?
You have spent 3 plus 6, that's 9, plus 2, 11.
So I will put
I highly recommend that you spend at least something on a face skill of some sort if you wish to do any face stuff.
I guess I'll put another 4 into athletics with no specialization. And
So that gets you up to 15. You have 5 points left to spend. And I would recommend you perhaps use con.
influence perhaps, so I can get access to tools that the other writers couldn't get.
Influence
Like maybe
includes.
vehicles.
Listen to what I'm saying, please.
Okay.
Influence includes etiquette, instruction, intimidation, leadership, and negotiation. Secondary
Well,
linked, primary linked attribute charisma, secondary linked attribute logic when making clear argument, mainly in negotiations. What was your
Do I
logic
wanna-
again?
6. Do I want to
Okay.
do I want to be good at negotiation? Actually, I think being good at negotiation sounds pretty nice. I think it sounds like something useful to have in the party. So I will do influence negotiation.
Okay.
And I'll put at least like
You
4
don't
points
need to
into
put a
this.
specialization into negotiation. It's just influence.
This is not so negotiation is not called the specialization.
No, you don't need to put the specialization on because that costs.
Huh?
Putting a specialization on costs.
Yeah, and I would want to put it in.
Okay, if you want to do that, you are now out of points.
So is that all?
Can I just, sorry, Tiabu, when you're putting a point into a specialization,
That's just
you
one point.
get +2 to that one specific aspect of that skill, but it
Yeah.
costs you a point which would have applied to the general aspects, all of them, for that skill.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get that. I think that's being somewhat proficient in piloting ground craft, which allows me to drive. Being
Yes.
somewhat proficient.
You're actually a pretty good driver. You've got a
exactly.
lot of dice for that.
Yeah, I'm planning to be doing a lot of truck driving.
You'll have to get a truck, but okay.
I have a lot of money.
Okay. I mean,
I-
Wolf is the primary driver, or was hoping to be the primary driver, so...
I'm sure I can get a ZIL 157 somewhere. One of these old Soviet machines. I want something cheap at the very least.
I mean... Hold on, I'm not sure you'll be able to get one of those. Hold on.
Something very cheap. Maybe not a ZIL 157, those won't be around.
No, those things are dead by this point.
Those belong in a museum.
No, they're dead. The Russians went into a war and they lost those.
Shame.
No, it really wasn't.
Those
They're not
Right.
pretty.
I disagree.
For reference, these are big trucks that look like they stepped straight out of the 1930s. Because they did.
Exactly.
So, is that the end of your skills? Yes, because you have no points left.
Yeah.
In that case, who would like to go next, you poor bastards?
I'll go. I had already started, so
Okay.
it should be quick.
Let's take a quick look at your character sheet. Scroll down to your skills. So you've got... How many points did you have for skills?
32.
Oh! Oof! Okay.
Yeah.
So... Fuck. Okay. 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus another 1 for the specialisation. So that comes to 16. You've got 32 to go. Sorry, you've got 16 to go.
Then I believe I also need to take a language skill since my character's not native to the UK.
Language and skills are different things.
Yes. I believe they are covered.
Knowledge skills, you get a number of them equal to your logic score.
Yes. So don't worry about languages right now. We will sort that out in a bit.
Okay.
And now I'm just picturing your character not speaking English because, oh god, you have 1 logic.
I'll take stealth.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world. My character's also Japanese. We'll make it.
Konnichiwa. Yorotsuka doshi. What are they saying? I don't know. Meanwhile in Japanese, what are they saying? I don't know. Wait, put subtitles on. Ah.
The thing is, there's probably some software that
Oh yeah,
puts
there
subtitles and stuff.
there will legit be software to do that. Ferret, I'm not sure you can have 2 skills at 6. Let me just double check that. I might be wrong about that. I might be misremembering the numbers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Let me just check for you, sorry. Yes, they can be purchased up to rank 6. During gameplay, those skills... Only 1 skill can be put at the maximum level. So I'm afraid the second one can't be 6. But 5 is perfectly fine, yeah. So that gets you up to 21. What are you thinking of next? Feel free to tell us your thought process, by the way. 40 dice?
Oh, I just picked up
Yeah.
piloting.
Yeah, but not with 40 dice.
Oh, I meant to put for like attributes. They had it where it just like it automatically removes the 0.
Yeah, that's fair. I do love the idea of having 40 dice. That gets you up to 25. My highest pool is 14. I mean, this is Shadowrun, where large numbers of dice are kind of a given. It's all d6s all the way down. What are you thinking of next? Maybe...
I'm gonna pick up perception.
That would be an excellent idea. Okay, that's another 5. That gets you up to 30, I believe. Yep, you have 2 points left.
And then I'll take outdoors for the last 2.
Okay.
And that should be me.
Discordia, there is a specific thing right now which I can read out for you if you want to go next.
I don't mind going next.
Okay, let me just get your character sheet up. Give me a second. Could you please put your name at the end of your character sheet?
I think it's just my name.
Oh, I'm looking at Journey's one, that's why. Journey, put your name at the end of the character sheet.
Does that help? It's now just my name.
Yeah. Sorry. It's because you hadn't put a name in front of it. I just hadn't registered the name.
No, fair enough.
Right, where was I? Skills! So, what have we got? We've got... okay, interesting. So you've gone for a wide spread of skills.
Yes.
How many did you have in total?
24.
Ooh, 24, okay. So, let me just add this up. So, 1 plus 5 plus 1, so that's 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 7 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5. That comes to 24 exactly. Now, what was it you were trying to do? Sorcery spellcasting. Let me just read out the thing it says here.
Yeah, that was me,
magic / resonance. If you don't want a character to have knows magic, mundanes, this is not relevant. Full magicians gain access to the full range of magical abilities, spellcasting, summoning, and enchanting, as well as offering full access to astral plane with both astral projection as well as astral perception as well as astral projection. During character creation, they get a number of spells or rituals equal to their magic times 2. The rating used for that calculation is the magic priority table, not altered with any points, karma, or any other adjustments. Aspected magicians are only able to utilise one of their 3 aspects of magic: spellcasting, sorcery, summoning, conjuring, or enchanting. They can access the astral plane with astral perception and projection. Sorcerers must select a number of free spells or rituals equal to their magic times 2 as before. The rating used is the magic in the priority table, not altered with any points, karma, or adjustments. Adept focus all of their magic inwards. So, what was it you were asking, sorry?
When? You mean in the chat just now?
No, you're asking about something to do with raising your magical skill.
Oh, right, no. I was just saying when you were talking about big pools of dice, the cap on how high your magic rating can be increases by 1 for every point you take in initiate. Which continues to climb if you keep spending on it, so theoretically the pool could be infinite.
In theory.
Yeah, you'd never get enough XP to do it.
No. You would never get enough karma to enhance it that high. But you could...
No, nobody's that much of a saint.
Okay, I believe your one is done then, because those all look good to me.
Yeah. I made a few adjustments just now. I took a couple of points out of things and switched to having specializations because it just made more sense.
Okay, who is next? I believe Wolf is typing something, so I'll give him a second. This is where we discover his dog has just put its face on the keyboard. You've done Mill, so it uses karma, so it needs explaining. Okay, let's bring yours up then, Wolf. I would rather you hadn't used karma until we got to that point for reference. What is that background
Yeah,
noise?
but I think he needed a lot of skills.
Yeah, this is true. So what skills did you start off with from the priority table? Starting with 16 points, you can spend 7 for the base skills, biotech and stealth. Biotech and stealth, yep. Oh, all the ones biotech 2 stealth. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Stealth. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, that all adds up. Wolf, your one is done. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Diablo, Diablo, Diablo.
Mostly done anyway.
Where is Diablo? There he is. Sorry, I was having difficulty seeing your fucking character name. How many points did you have from the priority table?
I think it was 16.
Why do you have the numbers in the mod?
I was supposed to put.
No.
Okay.
Those should all be 0. Why were you putting those numbers in there?
I was to pull in the Genesis thing.
Okay, I have no idea where that's coming from right now, so... How many points did you have to spend, sorry?
16.
Okay. So we've got 12 plus that, so we've got 13 points. You've got 3 points left.
Three points.
Uh-huh. So if you put 2 into biotech, plus the specialisation you've put in, yep, there you go.
All done.
Alright then, who would like to go next?
I guess I'll go.
Okay. How many points did you have for the priority table? For skills.
I was priority B for skills.
Okay, that gives you... 1 second. 24 skills.
Right? Or that side. So I was thinking. Oh, yeah. Biotech, athletics, close combat,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not sure if I want to grab a specialization into any of these things.
I mean, you might as well do. You've got plenty of points to spend.
So, biotech. Okay, so biotechnology versus cyber technology, what's the difference?
Okay, biotechnology would be more subtle implanted technology. Generally speaking, biotechnology is more expensive but has less of an essence cost when you have it installed. The biotech is generally harder to get your hands on and quite often requires quite a lot of it is custom grown, shall we say, so it's more expensive. But because it has less of an essence cost, you can fit more of it, and also it tends to be more subtle as well. It's less noticeable. But if you're going with a lot of cyberization, you're probably better off going with the cyberization stuff rather than biotech.
Then we're going to take specialization in cyber technology.
I mean, if you want to go for biotech, you can, but it's going to be expensive.
Also, a lot of things that biotechnology has, there are similar equivalents in cyber.
Tech.
Yeah.
Also, are you able to take biotech, an example, twice to get a different thing out of it for the specialization?
You can take another specialization later. You can't do it at character creation.
Okay. So that would be -3 for now on that.
If you click off the number you put in, because I can't see that right now.
Click off the number I put in.
Into the RTG. What number did you put in for the number of dice? You.
I'm sorry, I'm clicking things and it's just putting
Where it says RTG,
right.
next to biotech, how many dice are you putting into it? Or how many points are you putting into it, rather?
That's the thing I don't fully understand.
Okay, so if you are
do for it?
if you are buying the biotech skill, the minimum you can put into it is 1,
Right.
and you're already getting the cyber technology specialization, which also costs 1, so you're costing 2. So you put 1 into that one, and that's one of the, was it 24 you said, sorry?
Yeah, I'm supposed to have to.
Yeah, so that's 2 of the 24 if you put 1 in there. If you put more in there, it'll cost that number of points. And the maximum you can put in is 6. But if you put 6 in there, you won't be able to take another skill that's that high.
So, biotech, let's say I put in 3.
Okay.
That would be 3 for biotech and then 1 for the specialization.
Yep. So that gets you 4 to start with.
No, that gets me 4.
So you've spent 4 of your 24. You've got 20 points to go. And to close that, you just hit the little tool icon.
Tool icon.
Where, yeah, you got it. And then you can add another skill.
Close combat.
You probably want this to be your best one, because you're a punchist.
Yeah, that'd be unarmed. That's probably the best
Yeah.
for what I want to go for.
And you can put up to 6 points into this. So if you put 6 in plus a specialization in melee, in unarmed, sorry, that gets you 7 points.
That's a-okay with me.
Which means that so far you've used 11 of your 24 points.
Hey, that's okay.
But you are now a very good punchist. So, hey Jay, I'm a little busy doing character creation at the moment, so I can't really respond that much. Any chance of picking up the kiddie game straight? I don't really have the money for it, Jay. Athletics is not a bad idea.
I also have to ask, it says flying, do they mean like flying like how cheerleaders fly? I would hope so. For
Cheerleaders
other
fly?
aspects. Yeah, so you know when the cheerleaders throw the girl into the air?
Right.
It's called flying.
Okay.
That's your flyer.
From what I understand of athletics, let me just bring up the list again. It's page 96, I think. 96. Where is it? Athletics, flying. It might be for, like, if you've got flying spells? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it's for flying aircraft.
Maybe it's for, like, you know, like those old John Woo movies where he's like diving and he's got his two pistols and he's shooting people with it.
Oh, maybe?
I don't think it. I mean, I think it's.
I don't know.
I think it's more they're accounting for species that can fly, like pixies, because pixies are a thing that exists in this world.
But you can't play as them because they're not static.
At the moment, they're accounting for future growth. Good luck with getting future growth with how this is written, but...
Alright, and...
So you're putting 3, 4, plus 4. That gets you up to 15 points spent. I would... actually, yeah, what do you want to do?
Influence and perception, probably?
Mm-hmm. You can be good at influencing people, if you so wish. Also, since you're a good punchist, you might want to be able to intimidate.
Yeah. That's what I was going for, so 2... I've got...
You have 9 points left to spend, so... And you don't have to take a specialisation in each one.
I don't have to, but I can. I have
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally take every single skill there is with at least 1 point in it. So, you put the mod in the wrong place.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. It's in the RTG, don't forget.
Oops.
Easy done.
There we go.
So that's another plus 5. So that gets you up to 20.
And then my last one would be perception.
Okay.
Sure, we'll go with the visual.
Okay. So you've got
3 dice in those.
Yep, and then
That's
that would
left.
that gets all your points done.
Yay, I did it. All my
Congratulations, you have become skilled.
points done. Yay.
Right then. In that case, we'll move on to the next person. Who would like to go next, you poor bastards?
Is there anyone left?
I don't know, let me just check. Journey's got his ones done. Journey, did we go over your numbers?
Yes, we did.
We did, okay, good. I think Tiabu... Yeah, we did Tiabu's early on, didn't we? Yep. Okay. Right, I think that's everybody. Let me go back to page 66. So that's the skills done. Resources. This one is step forward. The number of things in the column of cash. You buy things you're going to need from the shadows. This isn't your only chance to get money, but it is the biggest. If you need more cash, in finishing touches section of the chapter, you'll find a place to spend a little karma for cash. The exchange rate is blah blah blah. We don't need to worry about that right now. We will come back to the resources later. Step 3. Select qualities. This step can be done at any point after you've developed a little backstory and know something about the character you're going to bring to life. Look through the qualities section, page 70, and start a list of things you think fit your character concept. You can pick based on mechanics, but it might be more fun to design a concept. Pick qualities that suit to see what happens. Once you have the list, tally up the costs, positive and negative. The limits on qualities at character creation are this. You can't select more than 6 total qualities at character creation, and the net bonus karma cannot be more than 20. So let me make a note of that. 6 qual max, no more than plus 20 karma. And now I need to go to page 70. So if you would like to all-turn to page 70 in your PDF document, notice the very scared looking man in a silly suit, and then scroll down. Okay. So, there are a lot of options here. There are positive qualities and negative qualities. Positive qualities obviously give you bonuses, and they list off what those benefits do. However, they each cost a certain amount of karma, and the game has yet to actually tell me what the fucking starting karma was. Are you
It's
fucking
50.
kidding?
50.
It is 50, yeah. I thought it was, but I was like, where is it written down?
50 is just a couple paragraphs away from the 66 page.
Oh,
Where
that's
it
be why.
stops.
That's be why. So yes, if you want to go through the list here, there's a whole bunch of options which will give you various effects. Now, some of these are linked to your meta type. For example, if we go back up to, here we go, racial qualities in the meta type attributes table, they will automatically gain those qualities. So anybody who is a troll gets dermal deposits, thermographic vision, and built tough, I believe. Do you get all of them?
Built tough too.
Built tough too, sorry. I believe you get all of those. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Orcs get low light vision and built tough 1. Elves get low light vision. Dwarves get toxin resistant and thermographic vision. And humans can get fucked.
Yeah, there's
Much like
no
in
reason
real
to
life.
play a human unless you want 7 edge.
If you want to be an edgelord, be a human.
Much like real life.
So, do the racial ones that we get count towards our?
They do not cost.
No.
They are free.
And do they
I think
count
I'll
towards our
just-
final score? Of like, you can't have more than 6.
I'm going to say no. Because otherwise that means a troll can only select 3. And that's a dick move.
Also, so other people are aware, with the other books that we have, there's a whole bunch of other qualities that you can get out of those. If you're looking at cars, I recommend you take a look into double clutch.
Yep. I think I gave everybody access to that one.
Yes, you did.
Also, though, obviously, ultimately up to the GM's discretion, having a negative quality might be an idea.
Yes, if you
Add
want
some flavour.
If you want to add some flavour to your character, now is an excellent time with qualities. Qualities. They make life better, or worse, exponentially.
Like my crippling addictions to cigarettes.
Wolf is saying, I already spent 30 of my karma in skills, though I am getting an extra 14 from taking a negative quality of a common moderate allergy. Fair enough. What are you allergic to? Shellfish. Fair. No shellfish for you.
But
Oh.
that's
Also,
really
where
common.
do we put these on our character sheets?
So-
if anywhere.
I will bring up Viz's character sheet for now, he says, and then can't remember what the name is. There it is, it's right at the bottom. If we go to character sheet, I believe it's under core? No, that's combat info. Notes. Nope. Augmentations? Nope.
You should have it in core, and quality should be right next to skills and knowledge.
Ah, you're right. It's at the bottom of the core section.
Thank you.
I'm glad somebody's competent. Because I sure as fuck ain't.
Doing the best I can.
No, don't worry. I'm saying I'm incompetent. So, I'll give some examples for people who are at home. for qualities, because so far I haven't heard any of them. Scroll down a little bit. So, you could be ambidextrous, which gives no penalty for offhand weapon use. An analytical mind, you gain bonus edge when you make a logic-based test. You probably don't want to bother with the edge ones, because they're just not... I'll probably end up retooling the edge system a lot later, so...
No, let me just use the negative edge ones to get more points.
Well, remember you can only get a total of 6.
Yeah.
Yep. Still, I will be taking those points. I will start with build up with using 16 points. And
Okay.
I have vertical, which
Okay.
gives me back 10 points. Honor bomb, which gives me 10 points.
That's
I'm
what
at
I did, Claudia.
-4 at the moment.
What have we got? Are you suggesting that I transfer 4 points of urgent to other attributes? I don't want to touch the edge system with a barge pole because it looks like a mess. If you want to keep the edge system, if you want to make use of the edge system, which is a fundamental part of this game, but appears to have been designed very badly, you are welcome to use it.
Okay. Well, there seems some reasonably straightforward uses. Like
Yes, genuine. There are
expanding edge to reroll a dice, for instance.
Yes, that is absolutely fine. The edge system needs a lot of trimming. I'm not saying it is completely unusable, I'm saying it needs a rework.
Remind me, how many points is how many maximum qualities I can take?
50.
50 karma.
50 points, 6 qualities total.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And another qualification, no more than plus 20 to that karma. So
Yeah,
if you
missed that, so good check.
if you decide that you are going to take a bunch of negative qualities in order to get more karma, the maximum you can get is plus 20. Any more than that, and I'm going to shout at you. And then take them away. There's a wonderful one here called Blandness. Characters make a -2 penalty on memory tests to remember if they have seen you before, and the threshold on tests to notice if you are following or observing them is increased by 1. If the character requires something permanent and distinctive, obvious unusual cyberware, a unique tattoo, that sort of thing, they lose this quality. If they acquire something temporarily distinctive, such as an extreme hairdo, the effects are negated until those changes are reversed. Basically, you are so boring, nobody remembers you.
I love that.
There's also Astral Chameleon. The character receives -2 dice on tests to recognise your aura or astral signature. Your astral signature fades in half the normal time.
Yeah, I considered that one. I also considered Quick Healer, which is a good one.
Mm-hmm. Double jointed, you gain bonus edge. Ugh, why is it edge?
Quick Healer, you heal from injury in half the usual time.
Very
which
useful.
means half an hour for stun damage and half a day for physical.
Mm-hmm. There's also high pain tolerance, which, when wounded, you reduce your wound penalty by 1. There's also long reach. When you are using a melee weapon, close range is extended to 5 meters instead of 3. Whether it's because of long arms, long legs, or some exceptional physical grace, you are able to reach people with melee weapons that are easier than others. This may be useful when you face the cyber donkeys.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
I'm looking forward to this.
What was that, sorry?
I heard that cyber donkeys are going to be interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I heard you. I know what I heard. I'm not imagining things.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Do not worry about it.
Oh, I don't know if this is something we're doing after this. There are also knowledges. Have we done those yet?
We have not done the knowledges yet. They're not reached yet. We're just doing some qualities first. Will people let me know when you have selected your qualities.
Yeah,
I've
mine
got a
has been selected for a long time now.
Okay, is there anybody who is still choosing?
I am sorry.
Would you like some help?
It's more that I'm scrolling through them and actually reading them so that I know what to pick.
That's absolutely fine. You don't have to pick every single one now. Because we're probably going to do this again next week, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no way we complete this week.
Yeah, no. I said this would take at least a couple of sessions, and yeah. Although, to be fair, we're on, like, step 4 of 5, so we've actually gotten further than I expected.
Well, the knowledge is fairly easy, but then
Yeah.
we get into buying things, and that's a nightmare.
Yeah, the buying things is going to take a while. And they've got multiple books.
Last week.
What is this? What is this elf poser shit? Why is there like a quality that is just straight up cultural appropriation?
Welcome to the 6th world.
What is this shit?
It involves surgery.
Hey, there's an opposite one where you people who aren't orcs pretend to be orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, why is there cultural appropriation as a core game mechanic? What the
There's-
fuck?
There's human looking, which is the opposite where orcs,
Yep.
tall dwarves, and elves look like humans.
Mm-hmm.
It feels wrong.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. There are people who will react very negatively to you in the game if you are one of those people. There are also people who will be quite murderous about it, but they're usually quite murderous towards people in general, so...
So how much power do I have on Pen Invest again?
You have 50.
Okay, cool. Then I'll take quick heal, I guess.
Also remember that we can use karma for getting extra cash for buying things, which can be
Yes.
very, very useful.
Which is...
I have a ton of cash,
That's,
so
that's a negative quality in this section called in debt.
Yep.
I have so much. I have so much money. I don't think I particularly need to invest more into more karma into it.
You never know.
Just buy a whole bunch of fake sims.
Well, I went into well, I got low vision. I got built tough as a positive. Yeah, vertigo as a negative. Honor bound as a negative. High pain tolerance as a positive. Toughness as a positive. Bad rep as a negative. And quick
You've already gone over your maximum.
1, 2. But below that vision is something I get from my race. So 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right?
6.
6.
Yes.
You
Your
have to get rid of one.
orc gives you
With
2.
low light vision,
Guys,
low light vision, you should be able to get to 7, right?
give you a second. Orc gives you 2. It gives you low light vision and toughness.
Yeah, but my toughness is something I
Wait,
invest
listen,
more points into.
listen. So, you have low light vision and built tough, right?
Yeah, but the toughness is something I
No.
put more points into.
Okay, so first of all, you have low light vision and built tough 1 at least, yes?
Yeah.
How much have you invested into it?
Low light vision, I need to invest stuff into myself.
No, into
No.
built tough, because you specifically said you invested points into it.
I put it up to the maximum, and the maximum is well, it costs
So-
4 karma per level, and it's
Yes,
4 levels.
that's.
So
I don't care about the cost.
I went to maximum.
Yes.
Well, that's 3 extra.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's 1 extra still. Extra levels don't count, I don't believe.
If they don't, that's fine.
Do they not? I thought they did.
Don't think they do. I will double check the wording, but I don't think they
If
do.
he has built of 1, then if you
He
built
already
one,
had
then
access to it, yeah.
counts. Then it counts, but
It's the number of qualities. If you improve one, then you've got the same number.
Yep. That's the ruling I'm making. Oops, I just hit the wrong button.
Damn, I'm looking at some of the qualities in No Future,
Mm-hmm.
and I may actually take Candle in the Darkness.
What does that one do for you?
Wait, what was the book's name? Because I haven't.
No Future. It's about journalism in the kind of surveillance state. But essentially, if you have Honor Bound, which is a negative quality which I took, then you can spend 5 karma and you get +2 loyalty on all of your contacts as long as you maintain your code.
That's pretty good.
If you break it, you're at a penalty of 1 until you make reparations. That's not bad for 5.
Mm-hmm. Particularly if you've got a lot of contacts.
Yeah. With 48 points to spend in contacts, I might have
Jesus Christ!
It's 6 times your charisma rating, and mine's 8.
Okay, so
That, there,
Okay.
there's
Okay, this is fine.
deadly yo-yos in this book. Kind of want
there are what yo-yos?
death your melee weapon yo-yos in the No Future book.
Well, as I say, folks, you are welcome to go through the other books and find things you like, but we'll do that later. Right now, let's just stick to the main book for now.
So,
Yeah.
I think there's one thing left, right? And that's the karma part, right?
No, there's more stuff to do.
Okay.
So please wait.
Okay. One last question about
Yeah.
certain quality.
Yes.
I was looking at allergy,
Yes.
and the allergy is a little funky because it says allergy table, allergen common, and severity extreme. You get no modifier, but you get a higher modifier if it's mild.
Can I explain?
But I'm confused
Okay.
looking at this table because there's contradictory ideas.
Okay, it works by giving you 20. It's +20, and then the levels you take on the commonality and the severity will subtract from that total of 20. So if it's a rare thing and it's a mild reaction, you subtract 9 and 9, giving you a total of 2. It's done in steps. So a common thing, I'll need to look at the list again because I'm in a different document, but it's 0, -3, -6, -9. So you start with 20 and you subtract from that how much you will get from it. There's a table.
Got it.
There is always a table.
When in doubt, there is a table. A table in the darkness. I'm sorry.
Okay, here's the table. So common and extreme, no modifier. You move down to seasonal, so something like hay fever, and severe, it's -3. If you move down to uncommon and moderate, it's -6 each. And if you move down to rare and mild, it's -9 each. And there are examples in the list. So if you had a mild seasonal allergy, it would be -12, so you'd get a total of +8.
Wait, if you have a mild and rare allergy, then it's -18?
Yes, which means you only get 2 points. +20, -18.
So
And
it
this is
turns
why
out that you
someone
get-
came along and programmed a
Calculator for it.
yeah.
Which would mean that you get a -2 karma for having a
No, it's
No.
rare.
it's +2 karma.
You start with +20, and then you reduce that amount using the table.
So
It's a negative quality, though.
yes,
It-
it's
it's
a
a
negative
neg-
quality to give you karma. You take
Yeah,
a negative quality that harms your character in order to get more karma to spend on other things.
So you get
Yes.
+2 at the end of it.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, in that case, we will move on to the next bit. before I forget. Step 4. Spend customization karma. Oh boy. Every runner gets to wrap up their creation process with a little touch of reality. After the original points are spent, it's time to think about a little development. Each character receives 50 karma to spend on character advancement, such as skills, attributes, qualities, and additional funds to get some additional pieces of gear. See character advancement for the price of each of these advances. You may begin play with no more than 5 karma remaining unspent, so you have to spend it, or it... well, you have to spend it. Remember that you can spend karma to buy cash for the next step at a rate of 2,000 yuan per point of karma, or 5,000 with the in-debt quality. So, character advancement, page 68, which I believe is the next page down. Nope. Character advancement. So, you are going to... oh my god, please be careful, people.
I'm just checking out how things work. This makes sense. Okay.
So, advancement costs. Active skills, which costs 5 times the new rank. Specializations cost 5. Expertise costs 5. However, I don't think you can take any expertise at character creation, even using karma.
No.
Attributes are 5 times the new rank. Knowledge skills are 3. Purchase a positive quality, 2 times normal cost. Eliminate a negative quality, 2 times normal cost, unless it's the debt one, in which case you have to pay it back.
For the debt one, is it
oh,
paying
actually-
back the exact sum, or is it double the sum?
I'm sorry, what was that?
For the debt quality, is it paying back the same
I
sum?
don't
or...
know don't know that off the top of my head. I would need to go
Okay.
through and check that. But I will tell you this: I just noticed that it actually it cannot be purchased during character duration, and that isn't on the expertise. So you could actually get an expertise, according to this. But you cannot get a new spell, a new complex form. You can get initiation, and you can get submersion, which are both 10 plus initiate grade and 10 plus submersion level.
And if, like me, you're wondering what on earth either of those concepts are, it doesn't tell you there. You have to go searching for it elsewhere in the book.
Yeah, just as a fuck you. But we won't worry about that right now, because there is one more thing to do, which we are probably going to have to do next week, if people are up for that, which will be the finishing steps. Finishing steps include contacts, which are... contacts are a pivotal part of the Shadowrunning. Everyone knows a few folks they can reach out to for gear, a little support, or info. These individuals are controlled by the Game Master and live their own lives while the runners are out shooting people in the face for money. When needed, you just pick up a contact and tell the Game Master you're reaching out. Each contact has a pair of ratings: connection and loyalty. Connection usually determines the detail and level of info or rarity of gear they can get, while loyalty determines whether or not they're going to turn around and sell similar data on you, tip a gang off to a well-equipped runner team, or roll over when Knight Errant kicks down their door. The more loyal, the less likely they are to sell you out. During the game, you gain contacts through jobs and interactions with citizens of the Sixth World. During character creation, you have a total of Charisma times 6 points to spend on connection and loyalty ratings for your contacts. At this point, neither rating can be higher than the character's Charisma. Knowledge and language skills. The things you know shape who you are. Maybe you're a pop culture expert, or an elven wine aficionado, or an expert in unsolved math equations. Knowledge skills add depth and options to your character. Characters gain a certain number of free knowledge skills and language skills at character creation. For more information on these skills, see page 97, equal to their logic plus 1 free native language. Characters can buy additional levels of language skills as if it were additional knowledge skill, but only 1 native level language skill is allowed. And then we've got some final calculations to do. So, shall we do the knowledge skills now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just make sure I've got the right page for this.
You know, I left at the worst time because as you were explaining this, I had to go to the restroom. I didn't want to interrupt you.
It's fine. It's fine. And there isn't a massive amount we can do. Knowledge skills do not have ranks because they are not used directly in skill tests. Instead, they are used to provide opportunities to gain knowledge connected to other tests. For example, big roll of stuff that isn't actually related. If a character has security systems knowledge and performs a perception test to look over a corporate facility exterior, their test might give them a chance to see where the cameras are located and the patrols go by. If they have Seattle Gang's knowledge skill, a successful perception test might help them know that the people walking up to them are members of the Halloweeners gang. The Seattle Streets knowledge skill would also help them when making outdoors tests in the Seattle area. Players may also take memory tests to see if they can recall certain factors about the areas they have knowledge skill in. By definition, knowledge skills cannot be used untrained. Below is a list of some, but certainly not all, possible knowledge skills. Players are free to make their own with Game Master approval. Aerospace technology, Arcana, area gangs, automobile models, combat biker, corporate personalities, espionage techniques, hacker groups, law enforcement corporations, magical societies, magical traditions, metaplanes, nation politics, orc cuisine, orc-exploitation music, region/era history, security systems, Sixth World history, spirit types, sprawl streets, tech companies, Tridio screens, troll thrash rock, urban brawl, virtual nightclubs, weapons manufacturers. So, knowledge skills. Go ahead.
I do only worries about what cuisine is.
It's just, I mean, they started out as human, and then they went to goblinization and became orcs.
Basically, they made black people into orcs. So instead of blaxploitation music, it's orcsploitation music. Instead of black cuisine, it's orc cuisine. Instead of... Yeah, it's not terribly subtle. It was written in 1989, and they haven't really changed it when they should have done for the last God knows how long.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah, the Shadowrun system needs work. So much work. So, knowledge skills. How many do you guys get? Three.
I get one.
What is it based off of again?
I think it's logic.
One thing I should mention, in the knowledge skills, it does include languages as well.
Yes.
It doesn't include it in our character sheet, so you do need to add it separately. You do get the knowledge of your native language.
Yes. Here we go. The things you know shape who you are, blah blah blah. Knowledge skills add depth and options to your character. Characters get a certain number of free knowledge and language skills at character creation, equal to their logic plus 1 free native language. So, Viz, do you mind if I borrow you for a moment?
Go ahead.
Your logic skill is 4, so you gain 4 plus your native language of Japanese.
Gotcha.
So, if we go to... where are the logic skills? Knowledge, here we go. If we go to knowledge, you get Japanese for free, it's your native language. And If you want to put in notes that it's your native, go ahead. If we then... I've got to go all the way down to 97 again. Ah! Right, and skill levels. They must be at least trained. Okay. Knowledge isn't relevant to that, that's skill level. Why did they put it there? Ah. Language skills. Sixth World is full of a variety of languages. All language present in our world remain in place, as well as some new ones, such as Sperethiel, the language of elves, Orset, the language of orcs, City Speak, the language of the streets. Knowing how to speak these languages can be key to picking up information about trying to hide from you, or to building connections with important contacts. What are people posting in chat right now? Okay. Right. Language skills and knowledge skills were specialised as ranks. That means they have 4 levels. Basic language skills, so just Spithriel, Spithriel Specialist, Spithriel Expert, and then Spithriel Native. Your native language is treated as being the absolute maximum one. Any other language you choose to speak will start out at the bottom rank, which basically means you can speak it enough to get by. You can then put another rank into it to get it up to Specialist, in which case you speak it pretty well. You're not quite up there with a native speaker, but you wouldn't have a problem in daily conversation without any issue, without really specialised stuff coming up. Expert, you can get by without any problem, even in most specialised circumstances, but you might not get some idioms. And then the final rank gives you native, which means that you're not going to get phased by idioms. Okay?
Except you can't buy a native.
You can't buy native, no. But expert is pretty much as close as you're going to get anyway. So for anybody who isn't from the UK, or isn't from a country that has English as its primary language, you're going to have to use one of your knowledge skills to get... sorry, not knowledge skills. One of your knowledges to get English.
If you can help me write everything down, I would like to learn, let's say... Well, I'll start off with English. It would probably be nice to also learn Russian, maybe, because they're probably going to be trading partners.
How many knowledges have you got?
Well...
What is your logic?
My logic is 6.
You have plenty of ones you can spend on it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine.
Yeah, just how do I write this down? It's weird in the skills department.
So, first of all, you're not in the skills department, you're in the knowledge.
Fair enough.
So, where is your character sheet? Here we go.
Full page.
Knowledge, bottom. So your native language first, which in your case would be English. Make a note that it's your native.
Okay.
And then you want to add Russian, so add a new one.
Yep. And
Russian?
I will put...
are you putting a single rank into it?
I'll be putting a lot of ranks into this, like...
You can
not
put
expert,
up to
but
2 more.
I'll put 1 more point into it.
So you've got knowledge, Russian, specialist.
Yeah. How many points do I have left?
You have 4 points left. I recommend you put Russian specialist in the name rather than in the notes. Because that way people get to see what it does.
Guess I would also put
Wolf is saying he's getting automobile knowledge. By automobiles he means general knowledge and history of workings. A good example would be of what I mean would be V.
so
I feel called out, but you're not wrong.
I can put stuff into knowledge that isn't languages, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That's why there's a drop-down box to say what type of thing it is.
Okay. And what kind of knowledge do we have?
Anything you fucking want.
And V did go through examples.
Explosives exist here?
If you want to have knowledge of explosives, yeah, you certainly can. God help us. God help us all.
I will put 3 extra points into this, so I will be a expert.
So you would be an expert, yes.
Knowledge is... I don't think you can put points into knowledge, it's only in languages.
Oh, you're right. You can't enter that. It's only languages. My apologies.
Okay.
Derp.
I'll put explosives into it.
So that is 3 now you've spent of your 6. You have 3 more to go. God help us. Please, God, now. Bear in mind, this isn't like... this is knowledge. This is not like skill with. So
Yeah,
if you are looking into the history of explosives, this will give you more information. If you are looking at a explosive device, this might give you some more information, like what type of explosives are being used.
Okay.
It won't tell you necessarily how to defuse it.
Okay.
This essentially allows you to make a roll in the area.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey V, was there anything about diffusing?
That's more of an activity. That's more of an action than a knowledge.
Who said anything about diffusing?
I mean, I think that would be probably something like a agility or reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay, what else can I put into this 3 more?
Knowledge corporate, knowledge corporate automotive, knowledge car production, knowledge Indian cuisine.
Knowledge bicycle theft.
I put corporate automotive in there because it makes sense.
Okay.
Also put
knowledge Welsh.
Cardiff.
You could have knowledge Welsh.
I'm not putting knowledge Welsh in. That would be a waste.
You don't want to be able to speak Welsh.
That's speak English from what I know.
They have their own language. They just.
If you took knowledge Welsh, you'd know about the Welsh, not be able to.
Oh, that's true.
Welsh language.
You would have to take the language Welsh. Oh God.
Do I want to put?
I do actually like the idea of knowledge Welsh. I know about the,
The
Welsh.
Welsh. I know about the existence of Welsh people.
Put Welsh in there. Give me one more. Okay.
Put Welsh culture or something. Ah, yes,
I
Welsh.
have no idea about Welsh culture.
To be fair, most Welsh people have no idea about Welsh culture. There was quite a long extermination campaign of Welsh culture by the British, by the English. Just saying.
Well, that's the safe.
Several hundred years.
Yeah,
Who did that? Churchill? Who was that?
a bit before Churchill,
Bit before Churchill? Who was that?
like Victoria.
Lots
Fair.
of people.
Also before her as well.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm more thinking sort of Edward first.
Fair enough. Well, that's
He was the one that built all the castles to
True.
suppress the Welsh, so it kind of started there and went on.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess I have some hidden knowledge about Welsh culture.
Excellent.
It's gonna come up.
If we're ever in a situation where you need to do a knowledge check on Welsh culture,
You never know.
it might happen.
I mean, the Mersey is just on the edge of the border
Yeah.
of Wales.
Yeah, legit it is.
And
what?
also, Wales now has dragons, so it can fight back against the cultural crushing.
Yes.
Good for them. Anyway, what am I gonna put in my last one? Possibly, well, since I am going to be an anarchist, I should put leftist theory in there. At least some
that's-
level of leftist
And
theory.
anarchy is not necessarily left wing. And anarchy is.
I'm not
No
talking.
way.
I am not talking about anarcho-capitalism here. Talking more about socialism without a state, anarcho-communism.
What about
Anarcho-communist theory. Okay.
Yes, yes.
This is going to be the least useful skill ever.
Oh,
I
V.
mean,
Yes?
there is an entire book about anarchists.
Okay, you were saying, Ferret?
I had used up what was left of my karma to buy some more attribute points.
Absolutely fine. Okay.
I am too fucking lazy to read any leftist theory myself, so I don't have any knowledge in this.
Oh my god, man.
At least watch a few videos.
Yeah.
From good sources, not just weirdos.
I do like, what's it called?
Anyway, not right now.
Is Mersey Sprawl punk scene a suitable knowledge?
Yes, actually, that would be a good one, because you might be able to use that for a number of different jobs I have planned.
Good.
Knowledge cyber donkeys is also an option.
Oh god.
Or if you
The
use
cyber donkeys. They're coming for you.
I hope you realise...
Knowledge about the cyber donkeys, will you actually give us information?
In private messages.
No, no.
Alright then.
No, Wolf. That's a different thing.
No, Wolf. Bad. Bad Wolf.
It's more of a bad
Please
dragon
God,
thing,
no.
but okay.
Bad Wolf?
No. Oh no, it's now
No,
Doctor
we're
Who.
back to Cardiff again.
Moving on.
Anyway,
East-
folks,
No.
folks, it has now gone midnight here. As predicted, we have not completed, though we did get further than expected.
How further did you expect it to make it?
I expected you to get to priorities and start crying. It actually went better than expected.
Yay!
So, thank you for joining us, folks. Hopefully, if everybody's up for it, and Viz has not decided to run away, which I would not blame you, hopefully we'll be on the end next week, cross fingers, touch wood, to complete character creation. I am going to advise you guys to take a look at items you want to buy over the course of the next week, because it's a long process.
We're
Excellent. And come back next week with a list of what you want, and we'll go over it together and make sure everything is good. Okay?
Can we do this over text in my case, since I will be in different country?
Oh, you're not going to be here next week.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's absolutely fine. Just could you not do it over the weekend? Wait until next week to send me the actual... not over the weekend, sorry. Could you wait until, like, midway through the week? So I've got a few days for my brain to just... whatever the fuck this game is called. I literally have it written... I literally have it written in front of me.
Fuck.
Yeah,
You
so...
fuck your brain.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight, folks. I've been joined by Diablo Awesome,
Good night, everyone.
Discordian Nest,
good night, everyone.
Journey Engine,
Farewell.
Luxurious Ferret,
Good night.
Tiaboo,
Does anarcho-communist theory exist? Anyway, good night.
Vizcanoia,
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
and Wolf Venom, who is still off mic, so I will say goodbye on his behalf. Goodbye on Wolf's behalf. And we'll see you next time. I will be on my usual time tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. For now, good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.